Hello, welcome to tonight's session. We're starting session 17, Mysteries of the Graves Part 2. And as quoted in our social media post, today's going to be full of holiday silliness. We're going to start with whatever the heck is in his background there. Thank you, Kettle. Just super themed. I appreciate you. Let me take this off the thing for the stuff and the things. I'm going to say this like 26 times. We're going to start with intros. We're still waiting on one, but he's going to be here a little late, so expect our handy dandy fighter eventually, hopefully, as long as you drive safe. So I'm going to start down with our newest person and then wrap up with everyone else. So Freya, take it away. Or in this case, Thread.
Hi. So I'm Freya. New, evidently, and my character's Thread, or Thrud. However you would want to pronounce it doesn't really matter to me.
How do you
Whatever
want to
works.
pronounce it?
It does not matter to me. So we'll go with Thread because Thread. They are a fighter. They like to dual wield, and I don't know. You'll get to meet more of them as we play.
So since you are a leveled character, can you give us some of your background stuff? Stuff that you would like tell the party after the first time you meet them, so we can kind of fast forward through that later on.
Yeah. So they at one point in time were part of a group in like sort of a very dark area, very deep down, underdarky area. Kind of tasked with defending a very weak spot in plains. Where they unfortunately had some accidents, and they decided, you know what, maybe it's time for them to go out and adventure. They have had their fair share of fights with things that should have definitely killed them, but they have were lucky enough to have people to help them throughout their adventures. They uh, really are just kind of happy-go-lucky for the most part. Um,
Important questions for the people watching. What is your race and class? Or are you trying to hide that for some reason?
I mean, I'm always one of those people that like to just let things sort of come out along the way as things happen. But the race is a Verdan, which, if you don't know, is a goblinoid race that at a certain level grows an extra 2 feet. Um, and yeah, and they are a fighter,
Good, good. Well,
specifically
We're following you
Rude.
right now.
They have made it past the point where they would grow an extra 2 feet. Um, so they're about like 5'8" or so.
they're as tall as Profi. That's all that matters.
Hey,
Profi is still short boy. Life is still sad. Anything else you want to add? Fun trivia? Or are you good to go? Sorry.
Um, I think that's I mean they've got limited telepathy, so that's fucking cool.
we can have telepathic conversations without other people knowing.
Exactly. Um, and yeah, that's kind of what's up. They're Rune Knight, so we'll see how this goes.
Ooh, I love Rune Knight.
As a side note, did I send you the world map yet?
No.
Sorry, my bad. I should have done that a week ago. My bad.
Species occurs.
I will send it to you in a little bit.
Let's say okay.
I'll be right back in a moment.
No, not allowed. Stay here forever. Excuse all the loud noises I'm organizing, guys, to murder you all with. Because tonight, you're probably going to die. Especially you. I have dumb DM mechanics, just especially built for your scary butt. But before any of that starts, before we go too far on, let's finish the intros and get our argument dice figured out. So, Freya, have you heard the concept of argument die yet?
No.
Okay, so they're basically rock, paper, scissors that you get to use once per session to have an argument with me, the DM, about something. It can be a mechanics issue, a ruling issue, an item isn't cool enough for you and you think it would make more sense to do something else. Basically, if you don't like something that's going on in the story, whether it's big, little, small, you say, I'm going to use an argument die. The exception being, if we're in combat and something rolls a critical or something like that, you can't argue that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But basically, any narrative options that occur, you can use your argument die for something that makes more sense. Now, mind you, when you make the argument die, I might be like, no, you can't argue that. But for the most part, I'll let it run and we'll see what happens. But you get to pick a color, and the color is yours for the night. In this game, they don't have any special abilities with said colors. You just get to pick them. And I'm currently missing one, so I'm a little annoyed, but that's neither here nor there. But if we tie, I win. If I win, I win. But if you win, we change it to basically whatever you want, or I redo it and you go, that's good enough or not quite, kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Since you're the new person, you get to pick your color first. We got
purple.
We don't have purple. We have black and blue though, or black or blue.
I'll go with blue.
All right, blue for you. All right, who is in? Spain, you're in here first, so I'll let you pick second since you're not the new person. Usually we go by order of appearance. Orange for you, got it. And then our handy dandy Barrymore.
See, red if you have it.
Red is missing. Luke has hidden it somewhere in my room, and I have yet to find it.
Oh, black.
Okay, black for you. Younger. Oh, he's still gone. Yeah, your boy needs to. Right, what a jerk. All right, I'm giving him the green one, and I will be yellow. And if our fighter does show up, he'll be white.
Our other fighter. We have two fighters now.
We'll have yeah. Well, let me tell you, I've had to come up with some BS for your guys' combats to make it fun. Hey, someone commented something. Hello, Bob. Sorry, I gotta check out the Switch. Oh, sorry. That's a new person. Hello, friend. Let's see. So, other people to introduce. Sorry, Barrymore. Will you introduce your character really quick?
Yeah, he's Barrymore Gold Thistle. He's an ASMR divine sorcerer, courtier, noble.
Double background, baby. Okay, jumping over to our handy dandy technical difficulties.
Hello, I am Ketal, otherwise known as Kettle, and I am a big, scary flesh robot who generally wears a disguise unless he's in combat, and then his cloak turns to flowy blood. And my whole shtick is that I'm scary and I survive. That's my big thing. I'm scary and I survive. My goal is to have my own dungeon and be the big end boss to inspire adventurers. It's my goal in life.
He's the big bad that is. Your treasure was friendship along the entire time. Now get out of my dungeon. Okay. I would say Mars but he's away, and I would say our handy dandy other fighter, but he is also away. So that leaves me as Profi, the handy dandy final son of the Emperor psychic rogue. So your boy is the goof up of the group. If something can go wrong, it will go wrong, and it's usually his fault. Whether for plot reasons or just bad dice rolls. We got it. So, hopefully Marzex gets back here quickly and he can talk. But until then, why don't we do a quick recap of what happened last session and where we're at currently on the map. And while I'm doing that, I will take a picture of my map, because the digital map is... Oh, actually,
I bring up
Freya, it might be in the group chat and it might be pinned, if you want to check that.
I will gladly check.
I was a smart boy and pinned it forever ago. Let's find out.
Oh.
I bring up my map. If you hit me with the location, I can kind of give a recap, I believe.
I do not see it pinned nowhere in the group chat.
I don't see it either. Okay, I'll send the official one in a second, but here's my paper version that I'm using.
Here, I can send him the official version if someone else does the recap.
How dare you? Okay, yeah, send it. There's the paper version. It has secrets on it. It's okay though. Barrymore, you want to give a recap then?
Oh, okay. We're headed towards what we thought was the location of a ancient druid grove, and we came across an abandoned mine with black salt. We investigated the outside, found some lore, hesitantly went inside, and had um, a brief conversation with what we thought was a halfling woman under suspicion. And it quickly turned into combat with a black dragon. And that was pretty fun. Combat happened. We managed to win somehow. And the dragon crystallized into a small crystal for Kettle to stuff in his pocket for his dungeon later. There's still gold, I assume, on the floor. The gates were locked. I don't know if they unlocked after the combat. Marzex was pretty beaten up. Profi still has an injured leg, but can't feel it due to a interesting solution. Yeah, I don't know if I missed something.
No, I think those covered it pretty well.
Yeah.
So we left off directly after combat.
Yes, we did.
And looting. You guys looted. So I think you did pick up the gold. It's on someone's notes. But I don't think you guys have enough extra dimensional space to carry it all. It's not even like a weight thing. It's just like, if you were to walk around with this hoard on your back, it'd be a little ridiculous. But you guys have laid claim to this mine somehow. You believe it to be yours. So
I put that sign out front.
You did.
The beautiful sign.
A little artsy fartsy. So during that time, I'm going to say you guys took a long rest post fight, and this is post the long rest.
Okay. Back at full.
So as you guys are sitting around the campfire in the morning in the outer camp area, there's still acid pools kind of drying up on the outside, and so on and so forth. And not too long after, you see what looks to be an injured goblinoid make their way up to you guys. They look like they're coming there with a vengeance. Like they're going everything they can to take a step forward, and they pass out right at the gate. What do you do?
I can't do anything for anyone who's passed out.
Okay.
Hey guys, there's a goblin person.
A goblin.
A goblin. It looks big to be a goblin, friend.
Could this be a dragon servant?
I don't know. Make an intelligence check to see if you know anything about goblinoids of this nature. You all can make a history check if you would like.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
As per usual, Profi over here being dumb.
Can I do a history check?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I did a nature check and got a total of an 8. I'm like, that's a real tall goblin. Pretty sure.
16 or 14. I'll take the 16 and 20 total. Dirty.
23. So you know that goblins and dragons generally don't work together, and if they do, it's not for very long. Goblinoids are generally considered too stupid to be dealt with other groups. Though you as combat people know that that's not true. Goblins are very smart and very crafty, and you have dealt with them before in your previous adventures. Enough to make you wary of most goblinoids, especially if they're in a group. Singular goblins yeah, chaotic dumbasses. But groups of goblins, dangerous trap makers. Though, as I said before, this looks like a very tall goblin, so you're not getting the same kind of vibe. Also, they are
Same
wearing
with the hobgoblin or a bugbear.
They are or you can assume that this is an intelligent goblinoid of some sort because they are wearing armor and have a big ass weapon on their back.
They're wearing very interesting, very like well made armor. Something that you guys may have seen in the past. I don't know. Not really for me to say.
I will also note that this character. What's your charisma?
They are a 12.
Okay,
Charisma,
so
plus
goblinoidy, prettier than the most goblins, but unfortunately, that's not saying too much. But they're obviously injured, right? And they were coming here with whatever they had left in their tank and just passed out. So do you walk up to the
I think
now passed out
disarm
goblinoid?
it.
Yeah, you going real disarm or just basic disarm?
Just basic disarm. I'm not tearing hit limb from limb at this moment.
I have
Smart choice.
manacles.
You have what?
Manacles?
I have manacles.
Oh, I 100% thought you said you have pickles. I was like, how are pickles going to help in this situation?
Rub it on the wound. The vinegar helps,
no,
I swear.
I suggest to the group, I was like, hey, we know what goblins do. Like, should we, before we help this person, like, make sure they can't move?
Profi doesn't seem to persist much. Barry, do you have any objections about, you are kind of the go-to healer at this point. So you'll probably be dealing with them the most.
Before the group disarms and puts manacles on this person, I'll check them for injuries, since they are a person.
They're clearly injured. They're so injured they passed out in front of us. They're at 0 HP.
Basically.
I guess spare the dying, and then
Wait, are we going to make sure that they are not an enemy before we wake them up?
Spare the dying doesn't wake them up. It just stabilizes them so they don't die.
Okay.
But yeah, we can stabilize this person before we interrogate them.
The spell works just fine. You're pretty sure they resume normal breathing. So the rest of you tie up this goblinoid and
I simply take
manacle him
its large weapon or 2 weapons, however many weapons are there.
It's 2.
He
that you
takes
can
the weapons.
find.
I roll a survival check to manacle them.
You do so. Roll it. Don't roll a 1.
That is a 7.
That's still not great. But luckily for you, they're unconscious, so you didn't manacle yourself to them or something wild.
Click, 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 click.
It takes you way longer than it should, but you succeed eventually.
I've just got the long robot fingers, and I'm like trying to close the clasps and just like getting my fingers caught and stuff.
Everyone's just shaking their head like, we could help, but this is comedy gold. They're gonna get me through the winter. So, as you manacle up your newfound friend, do you drag them into camp or leave them out in the gateway, more or less?
Put them next to the fire, but not in it.
Solid choice. You put them next to the fire. Now, DM's gonna fast track this just a little bit because y'all are being real coy with this goblinoid for some reason. You guys are gonna heal them, patch them up with what you have spell wise, and do the normal stuff, and then you're gonna have a normal conversation. So we're gonna fast track you burning through your spells really quick, and say that this character wakes up, tied up, manacled, next to a fire, surrounded by big terrifying robot, undead mummy person looking thing, some random noble looking dude.
No, I'm dead. I just
Actually,
like my face is wrapped up.
You're right. Sorry, black linen monster. So giant monster, normal size monster, and 2 like dudes. One of the 2 of them you may recognize. React as you would. You're now in control of your character.
Oh. Well, um, isn't this interesting?
Oh, it talks.
Where's the
This is
dragon?
interesting.
Did you guys catch a leprechaun?
It's really big for a leprechaun.
Where's
Yeah, it's
the
actually
fucking
taller than you.
dragon?
Which dragon?
They're all dead, but which one?
The, f- the, the black one? Fucking thing.
What
Which one?
colors were the ones we killed?
Black. I know
The
you're
black one.
colorblind.
Yeah, the last one we killed was the black one.
Yeah,
And red, I
I-
believe.
pretty sure the one we marked recently was black. Yeah, no, check that crystal thing in your pocket.
I pull out the crystal and this thingy.
You see a small miniaturized version of what you remember being the dragon that murdered most of your friends.
Yeah, that fucking thing.
Huh. It's my trinket now, and I put it back in my pocket, and I scratch the dragon that's on my shoulder that I always forget about.
Ah. Well. Alright then, would you mind unmanacling me?
Are you going to try and kill us?
I mean, you've got my weapon, so no.
Actually,
Okay.
That Profi pops over. That wouldn't stop me, but that sounds reasonable.
Click, 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 click. I'm keeping my manacles as I put them in my bag.
Smart choice.
I would hope you would.
So, DM Fast Track one more time to give you a little bit of background context to how our new hero arrived here and whatnot. Was the dragon literally took her and dropped her in a lake about 20 miles away. She took the fall damage, explaining all of her injuries, and caught several trees on the way down. So, she then woke up with 1 hit point and walked her ass however far away to get back here. In that time, you guys were able to take a nap, defeat the dragon, and see the remnants of her former party slewn about this camp. This camp wasn't theirs. They were working a security job for a local mining group that was picking up the black salt that you guys have acquired. And she was one of the previous guards. This was supposed to be an easy job, no issues, brand new mine. There might have been some monsters, basically to knock the rust off before she continued on her adventuring journey, and then a dragon happened.
So you know the people that owned this mine previously, before we now own it.
I guess so.
Okay, good. We'll use that information. We need to find them and make sure they know that it's not their mine anymore.
let's go back and grab the papers.
You do actually. Younger brings up a very valid point. Those papers you found, you know exactly who owns it and where their headquarters is. It is owned by a local lord. If we look at our handy dandy map in Jerkson, if I remember correctly. That's what I told you guys last session. If I'm wrong, someone correct me later. But the
We
lord,
need him to establish a blacksmith and a fighting school there, and he can maintain ownership. As long as we can send people.
hey, whatever you
Yes,
guys
it
want
is
to
the
do.
local lord of Jerkson.
Jerkson, yep, is the technical owner of this place. The one that was actually running it is dead, as you guys found their bodies previously. Now if you guys remember where you were at, by chance.
We're on the continent number 2.
Yep, you were on the city-state continent, or the conquered continent, as it is now called.
We weren't at the H&H mine.
Not even close.
No.
You guys were
We were in
You guys were on your way to Alpine, and are actually technically in the middle of the forest. You guys are just at an outcropping in the middle of it.
Okay.
Because you guys did not make it
So
to
we're
Alpine,
between
right?
Emerald and Alpine.
Yeah, you guys are in between Troy and Alpine. Basically, you're 2 days away
Troy
from
and
Alpine.
Alpine.
Remember, Troy's not
You
on the
gotta
big
remember,
map.
Troy is-
Yeah, it's not. It's
yeah,
not.
Troy's not on the big map.
But that's where you came from.
So we're in between what real cities?
Troy is a real city. It's not on the map for some reason. Blame our cartographer. So you guys are
Hey, that's me.
again in between Troy. So if you go straight over to the coast in Alpine, you're somewhere in the middle of that. You're about 3-4 days travels away from Alpine.
Okay.
This
I
was
see where
a
that is.
random encounter just past the forest edge. So,
No longer random.
no longer
Key
random.
encounter.
Someone write that down on the map, because I'm not going to. So with that new information, you now have someone who's connected to the Lord at Jerkson, because that is who hired you technically, and who's been paying you for the past month. It is now up to
Now
you
you
to
pick a group
decide.
of soldiers.
It is now up to you to decide what you want to do now. You can follow these yahoos that murdered the thing that murdered your friends, or you can go out on your way. The DM highly suggests that if you want to continue playing with us, please travel with these yahoos, but it is a free choice here.
I mean, you probably need at least someone to talk to the boss for you. At least just to get you guys properly introduced, right? So,
That would be an easy introduction.
I mean, I can do that for you if you give me back my weapons.
Sounds like a fair transaction. So
Right.
I gently lean two swords towards you,
Uh,
watching carefully to see if you attempt to thrust them at me.
She just sort of grabs both of them. One of them she looks at and is just like, oh, and like hugs it, and the other one she just kind of like shrugs and puts it back in its scabbard.
Oh, so you have a favorite
I
weapon?
was gonna say I'm sensing a favorite weapon here.
Ah, I got it the first time I've dealt with a dragon. That was like the second.
I see the first was a little more successful than the second.
Just a bit. Bit rough though, either way.
Now, dragons generally don't just drop people miles away. You sure this is the same dragon that got you? Because she was talking about her father. How big was the dragon that grabbed you?
Fucking big. I mean, big enough to be able to, whew, splash.
I'm gonna make an intelligence check on that statement. I have no idea what you mean by that. I understand splash and foo, but I do not get the underlining statement behind it. Does anyone else translate better than me?
That was a big dragon.
Big fucking dragon.
Nope.
How many houses big was it?
How many houses big was it? The
So
I'm gonna look into his mind and figure it out.
Okay, so for you looking into his mind, and for me just to explain this easily, this is me giving you a chance to just make some narrative lore about this to get at a possible second dragon to come back later, or confirm that this was the dragon that got your friends. So I'm leaving it up to you as the player as how big is this dragon, and how big you say this dragon is in your real words will determine one of those two outcomes.
Well, this thing was huge. It was one of those things that like, probably. Oh, it could definitely destroy a good sizable chunk of a large city. With just doing a flyby and just breathing all over the place.
So he's
Definitely
definitely
not
saying
this
an ancient dragon, people. Like, I'm seeing pictures of a dragon that's a lot bigger than the one in the room that we just saw that was a little, bee.
Yeah.
Well, then we should probably leave the salt mine quickly because we've murdered said dragon's daughter. I don't know much about dragons, but if someone killed my daughter, I'd be very angry.
History check. Dragons. Will it care?
Roll it.
Critical.
You know that it is going to murder you when it finds you. It will track you down. You now have an ancient dragon hunting you down, whether you realize it or not.
He definitely realizes. With the critical, he realizes.
Ancient dragon is coming eventually.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
And I'm blaming it on the goblin.
Ancient sounds old, and old means fragile.
Old does not mean fragile when it comes to dragons, friend.
He doesn't understand. He's like
6,
a baby
maybe
in
7.
a dead guy's body.
Oh,
He's got the body of a deformed
out
old
of
man.
character. So I was an adult when I died and was turned into a warforged with what was left of my organic body. I have no memory of before I was a guardsman. So I have the general knowledge of being an adult working for 6 years. But beyond that, like, my experience with dragons is the like 3 dragons that we've fought, and I've just absolutely murdered every single one of them. So I have no concept of the danger that dragons represent.
All right.
To be fair, we haven't fought a dragon on fair fighting grounds yet. It has always been in our advantage. Except for this last one. This last one was like, gotcha. And we still didn't murder it.
Oh, just for a quick statement.
Yeah, of course.
Older they are, the more they hurt. Like everything around it's
Yeah,
just an existence.
That's like everything else. The older they are, they have joint pains, they hurt.
No. I'm saying like it doesn't hurt as bad. I mean, it might, but I don't know that much about dragon physiology. I'm more talking about the amount of destruction it does. Typically, is like exponentially bigger.
We'll find out when it dies. Anyway, should we move on to the next city? I have a lot of salt to sell. As I point to the how much salt did I load up?
A lot.
12 loads of 400 pounds of salt that I have loaded on all of your elephants
I
while
was
you
gonna
were
say,
doing other things.
The elephants are full of salt. They're salty elephants. If someone's to murder and cook them, they taste delicious.
Hello?
Hello. So, you guys continue on. Oh, we've lost him. He'll be back eventually.
Eventually, it came.
That was so fast. Anyway, let's see if he actually pops in. He could be having Kansas connection.
Can you guys see me?
There you are.
Yes.
So,
Can you see me?
yes.
Yeah, I was pointing to the 12 loads of 400 pounds of salt that I loaded onto all of your elephants while you were doing other things.
By the way, the elephants aren't super happy about being loaded up with salt, so they're a tad grumpy. These are not. They are not pack mules.
We grabbed all the gold, right?
I already answered that question.
Okay. I wasn't here during that moment.
Well, it sucks to be you.
That's even worse. Oh goodness.
You're able to grab all of the gold. There is too much.
Never.
Yeah, so it's not so much that you guys couldn't take the time to load it up, right? It's that you guys don't have enough like dimensional space to store it all. Otherwise, you're carrying more weight than you would on the salt of just gold.
If I empty one of my bags of holding full of rotten fish, how much more gold could we?
You could get a considerable amount of the loot if you emptied out your fish carrying thing.
I will empty out this rancid
Gross.
water.
Gross. There will be added effects and benefits for doing so, but the first and foremost is you spend the rest of the day before we take off gathering as much gold as possible.
I'm going to empty my 50-pound bag of shiny rocks into the gold pile and fill the rest of it with gold. So I'm taking 50 pounds of gold and replacing it with shiny rocks.
Other way around?
Yeah, I'm taking 50 pounds of gold and replacing it on the pile with 50 pounds of shiny rocks.
Okay, so just as a note, that's only like 500 gold. You sure you don't want to min-max it and grab the platinum?
Yes.
Okay, you pick up 500 pieces of platinum and your backpack is stuffed.
Anybody mind if I grab some? I get it, I wasn't really there for the fight. It's not any of my right, besides the fact that I got yeeted.
Can I carry it all? Can he carry it all? Can he carry it all?
I'm going to, Thread. I assume you've told us your name, Thread, right?
Yeah.
Yes. If you would like to take some of the loot, I am not opposed to it. We can confer with the rest of the group, as I kind of look to the rest of the group for approval.
Profi gives the thumbs up, like, I can't be, I'm not that greedy. I don't understand money anyway. Just take what you need.
As long as I'm placing the stipulation that you join our group. We obviously have a little group that's traveling here. We started out just kind of ragtag, but we are officially a group. We are a group of people that goes on the quests together. You join our group, you get part of the loot.
All right, sure, but what's the current quest?
Save
I
the
mean,
world.
Are we doing that one? Are we saving the world?
What's
Is that
that?
what we're doing?
It's that or kill my siblings, and honestly, I feel the last couple really left a sour taste in my mouth. So
Well, you
oh,
shouldn't have eaten them. But yeah, let's save the world.
I didn't.
he did what?
I
You know what?
didn't.
Never. I'm not gonna worry
Come on.
about.
I didn't eat them. He's being funny.
Sure.
So
Attempt at humor
Thud,
succeeded.
Thud, Thrud, sorry. Go ahead and make an intelligence check to see if you recognize my character yet.
Plus 0. All right, just 6.
Just 6. Yeah, you have no idea. He's just some dude that's
Goblins have
saying
no idea of,
the realm of mortals.
the
Anyway,
nobles.
so you fill
Yeah,
up
the
on
realm of normal people.
Thread. What do you have to carry your gold in besides a regular gold sack?
I just got a regular old backpack and gold sack. That's
Okay,
it.
so
That's my life.
kind of like the robot man. You can hold about 50 pounds worth of stuff in your backpack, and you can hold about 10 pounds worth of stuff in your regular coinage sack. Without
Awesome.
you getting ridiculous. Like, obviously, it can go bigger than that, but after that, stuff starts to like make you very thief orientated. That man's got 40 pounds of gold on his hip. It's going in my hands.
So I'm just gonna yoink if there's any platinum or something like that. Maybe a couple.
There's plenty of platinum. If we did the math on there, there's like what, 30,000 left in the pile,
Oh my goodness.
or 8,000. I don't remember. There's a large number. We did math last session.
I get you.
Whenever
Yes.
there's the most amount of people by the hole, that's when I'm dumping all of my rotten fish.
You do so, splashing all of us as we are like, oh, we should probably pick up some of this gold and fill up our stuff. And then you splash us with the fish. No one is
Oh.
happy. Everyone roll a d12 to see how you feel about the fish smell, please. You know what? Profi don't give 2 Fs. I'm too enamored by all the shiny things in this pile.
I got a 10. I honestly, it's
You're,
like, oh,
you're fine. Yeah, it is, you've smelt worse before.
I say it's honestly, it's still
You got
better
the
than
gold dirty.
6.
still better than Uncle Grouk's
I
stew.
placed the shiny rocks there, and you got my shiny rocks all slimy with your rotten fish. You should have put them in barrels and made garum, or dumped them into, I don't know, the holes that lead to the sea.
How
Yeah.
many how many are there any dead relatively decent sized creatures in here, or are they all just like regular sized fish?
There are fish and crabs and mollusks and all kinds of other sea oceany things. Because I assume you dumped it out, like opened it up and flipped it inside out
I
to
just
get everything.
straight up was just like holding it and just like slightly downhill from me.
Okay, I'm able to, just as a note, pick up 100 platinum pieces before my shit is full.
Nothing
How
will want to
much
come
would I
down
be
this
able
hole
to
if it smells
snag?
this.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
How much would I be able to snag?
Again, you can, if you're just loading up your backpack to the brills where you can't carry anything else, you can carry 50 pounds of gold. Your regular
Okay.
pack holds about 100 coins worth of weight, unless you have it modified to have something else. Like currently, my character has a coin sack of holding, so it looks like a regular coin sack, but it can hold way more, but it only holds coins.
Gotcha. All right. So, gonna grab platinum because that's
The smart choice.
yeah. And then I don't know. I'll do like 25 pounds of that so I can keep all my rations and whatnot still in there. And
That is still a ridiculous amount of money, but that is okay.
Mhm.
Don't forget, you also still have your starting gold technically.
Yes.
Okay. Barry, you've been real quiet over there. Are you doing anything with this gold?
Let's see. I got about 256 platinum and 310 gold on me.
Barry?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you.
Okay. How much platinum could I carry on me? Dump in my gold.
So how much gold did you have? Sorry, I'm doing
Three,
math together.
I got 310 gold and 256 platinum.
Okay, and what do you have to carry it with?
Just normal adventuring gear. I don't have anything special.
Okay, so you will know, since you don't have anything special to carry your stuff, you are basically max filled already with the stuff you have. Honestly, if you have more than 300 of any coin at any one point, you probably have too much. Just
We
so
need
you
to
know.
invest in property.
You need to invest in items that helps you hold more gold. And or talk to your friends that have 3 bags of holding to stop being hoarders and disperse them already. Gosh dang
2
it.
bags of holding and 1 box of holding.
Looking at you, Mars.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Can we swap out our other like silver and copper pieces for platinum pieces in the pile?
You 100% can, but I remind you, having gold, silver, platinum, all the other stuff is helpful when you're paying for normal stuff. Like, if you're buying magical items, platinum's great because it's really easy to convert. But if you're just paying a peasant for food and all you have is platinum pieces, that's like walking in with a $100 bill and being like, I'll buy that $1 McChicken, please. And then they have to give you change, which they may or may not have. So
How
either
much
you end up overpaying by a ton, or,
I rent the room for 1 year.
Yeah, right, exactly. Just inconveniencing the heck out of people for no reason. Also, doing that really puts a target on your head, so you got to be careful how much platinum you're traveling with. Also, again, go ahead. I'm listening.
How much does platinum weigh? So I'm able to do a quick conversion.
So platinum weighs the same as gold. They're minted the same size.
Okay.
But the
10
math.
coins a pound is what we've been doing.
Yep.
10 coins a pound. All right. Okay.
And that's pretty much everything. Copper, silver, gold. They're all minted the same size to make life easy.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna swap out half my gold and all of my copper and silver.
You can do that.
So I get 500 platinum pieces in my spare bag of holding.
Gross. No, it's a bag of holding, sir. You get considerably more than that.
Nice.
You're gonna make me do math again, aren't you?
Yes.
What's your guys' conversion between platinum and gold?
10.
10. Okay, cool. Because I've played in games where it's 100 for conversion, and
yeah, we make life easy. Just 10s across the board for going out, for exception of Electrum, which is half a gold because no one uses Electrum.
Yeah.
So it can hold 500 pounds. So
there's your answer. Yeah, significantly more than the backpack.
So 500 times 10?
5,000 gold or 5,000 platinum.
Though I will note, I think at this point there isn't 5,000 platinum worth from whatever everyone else has taken. So there's probably like 4,000, but whatever.
Okay. Well, this will now be the new official party fund.
The new official silvery thing. Don't mix it up with the silver. That would be upsetting. We now cannot put silver in that backpack, otherwise we're going to get confused.
4,000 platinum and 1,000 gold.
Perfect. You all can buy new weapons later. Hey, look at that. There's just in time to miss the money. Thank goodness. The greedy one is... We missed him.
What?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
You lost all the money.
I got you 100 platinum.
So
screw you, bro.
Damn.
So, we continue marching. Our dragon rider flies in with our handy dandy other fighter to introduce themselves to Thrud. The dragon rider politely introduces himself and his dragon, who happens to look very white at the moment. Apparently it needed cold resistance, so it changed its skin color while he took a nap. And our half-orc fighter named Folgash. He walks a big-ass polearm and politely introduces himself. I'm going to let him talk for himself while I shut up and shove some food in my face.
I mean,
The Dragon
Pretty
Rider
much
takes
it.
off and says he will meet you guys in Alpine.
I don't have much to add to that.
Full guess. We have a new member of our crew that we picked up after the fight. The dragon had killed all of the guards except this one. As I gesture towards a female goblinoid with about 5'8" with 2 lawn swords.
Be fair, I was not only grabbed, but actively trying to fight the one that flew away with me, so...
Oh, we've picked up another stray.
We don't
Yes.
pick up strays, we pick up friends, and then they, get taken off by phase spiders.
Or your siblings.
Or my
It's
Squirrel.
as much as I've enjoyed our time together thus far, it's becoming increasingly disturbing that so many of our friends disappear or die.
Do I need to be worried?
Yes, I'm going to be honest with you here. Be very
Absolutely.
worried, be very vigilant. Bad things happen to people that don't pay attention.
If you pay attention, you'll live for 1,000 years.
Hey,
Or,
if you keep
enter
talking,
into a soul contract with a demon.
right.
Party.
Don't forget about that, friend.
Oh, I haven't.
That's you.
There's
Trophy.
hey, look, I have done nothing wrong. I've been living my life. Y'all showed up after all my old friends died. Not my fault.
Your leg is a demon.
It's not a demon, it's a monster. For now.
Hey, Profi, I've been with you from the start.
That's a lie. You met me at the wall.
The start of this.
In character, or out of character, yes, you started the campaign with me, but you did not start with Profi. Profi had other friends. They died too. It's not been good for him. We haven't talked about it, but Profi is very traumatized.
Even his best friends from his background got killed.
Got murked the same session I met back up with him. You know how upsetting that was in character that I'm just over here just like can't cry. Not allowed. I rolled for it, by the way. See how he held up after that one, and we're rolling 11s, baby. Profi gives no fucks. Alright, anyway. Let's do some traveling. So you guys meet up. The dragon's taking off with his rider. And you guys follow along behind not super far. You do warn him about the giant black ancient dragon that may or may not be hunting us currently. He takes that with a grain of salt and takes off. You guys travel.
We have a bunch of salt.
Oh, why don't we load up the dragon? That would have been smart. Anyway, you guys make it about a day before something occurs. Okay, it's a weather event. So, as you guys are traveling along, the weather gets frothy. Like you're walking into soup and everything becomes marshy. And things are hard to travel on. The elephants are not happy whatsoever as they go through this slush and mud and gunk. It's cold but not foggy. And your speed is slowed significantly. Okay, you guys make it another 2 days before something else occurs. Okay. As you approach the gates of the city, you're about a day or so away, there's a small village on the outside. You have an option. Would you like to see what's inside the village or continue moving on?
I say we continue moving.
Okay.
Unless I actively see something on the side of the road, I will continue onward.
Then make an active investigation or perception check, friend.
18.
18 total. It is eerily still outside the village.
We're going to go check the village out, aren't we?
If you
Honestly,
There's nothing to look at. Everybody's,
There's nothing there. Why should we go in? It's eerily still. Oh no, there's nothing there. Let's go around it.
That's not the problem. The problem is when it's eerily still, that means there's something there. Something big and dangerous. Something fun.
I am something big and dangerous. Excuse me. Let us continue.
To be fair, I would probably also leave the side of the road if I saw him.
Alright.
To be fair, it's not the sight of him that's scaring everybody off. It's the, what, 5, 6 war elephants coming down the road.
That's true. Nobody is seeing the 6-foot dude in a cloak and mask. They're seeing 12 war elephants.
So I will reassess that the elephants that you guys are on are more like eastern elephants, so they're much smaller and much like closer to the size of horses comparatively to like African elephants.
Nonetheless, they are elephants. They
True.
weigh multiple. Their weight is measured in tons, not pounds.
I don't know. Poor peasant person sitting on the side of the road. Here's, 4 or 5 elephants coming down the road, no matter what their size, with at least two to three visibly heavily armed people. I'm gonna disappear for a while.
Okay, so Profi rolled a 1. He cares nothing about this village. Like, let's just get to Alpine.
Yeah, let's just go.
All right, you guys pretty
unless
much.
you see dead bodies on the side of the road, it don't matter.
Kat, you guys echo the sentiment of not our problem, not our circus, and you move on. You make it to Alpine the next day. Alpine is the city of elves, surprisingly, and their architecture is everywhere. Now, the majority of the citizens may be elf or half elf or whatever in nature, but there's still plenty of other races. Though most other races live on the ground floor, the rest of the city is in a high-rise set of tree structures built throughout the forest that stretches about 6-ish miles in every direction from the center of the city. So you're looking at like a 12-mile city. It's huge.
So out of character context question, are we talking like Keebler architecture, like doors and trees hollowed out, or are we talking like Elrond architecture with arches and
That
everything like that?
Elvish
Okay.
architecture, like classic Elvish. I'm
So
sure
like
there's
Tolkien elf.
yes.
Yeah.
The Keebler stuff is the stuff on the ground, and that's gnomish. Gnomes are the Keebler style architects. But no, these are arches made of beautiful stuff. Everything's naturally grown. So the bridges and arches are made out of trees and things. It's very in touch with nature. Obviously, they had some druids at some point do some pretty good druid craft before all the druids were murdered. So, again, like every time.
Now they
One
just
of
have
them was a real
lumberjacks
dog.
and hedge trimmers.
Unfortunate. Well, if you guys remember your history, Alpine's been burned down like 6 times. Every time you guys have a campaign here, it gets burned down. It's a poor city, I swear.
I wonder what this elemental gem does.
Exactly. So, you guys are in the city. You guys can do pretty much whatever you want / need. There's no objective in this city. So we could just travel straight through, or you guys can take up a little bit of the local spice. Check things out, spend the night exploring. This is on you. You have some free time. What would you like to do? I'm going to start down with Robot Man McGee. What are you doing in the city? You're all getting one free action and then we're moving on, at least.
I'm looking to offload some gold and buy something really cool. So I'm going to go
Okay.
to the nearest magic shop.
Ah, you fool! That's going to require some rolls. So I'm going to need a D6 and a D4. Oh, actually, take that back. We're in Alpine. I'm going to need a D10 and a D4.
I also want to echo that sentiment. Yeah.
You want to come with me? Okay.
Me as well.
All right, the 3 of you.
That's a 3 and a 10.
So a 3 for the D4 and a 10 for the other thing? Well, you go to the ground floor and find this nearest magic item shop possible, and it is stuffed with people. It's not quite at full capacity, but there are people coming in and out just with stuff, without stuff. This is what you would call a utilities magic shop. So it's got a whole bunch of magically attuned items for helping with cooking, cleaning, just everyday household good stuff. Kind of trinkety, fun stuff. Nothing that does an excessive amount of damage. You're not going to find any super cool swords here, but there's plenty of cool items. It is relatively busy though, so getting someone's attention to have them specifically tell you what you're looking for might be hard. But you can tell me, and I'll tell you if you find it or not. So, what are you looking for?
Noting that it is an appliance shop, I'm going to roll a d12 to see if I am absolutely ecstatic or disgusted. That is an 11. Am I ecstatic or disgusted?
Your game on. You could be more excited if there was more sharp things. You'd probably be a 12. But yeah, this is super cool. This is something you've never seen before. Out in the wildlands, this isn't something that you would see.
Awesome. Then I'm going to look for 5 trinkets. I'm going to ask them for 5 trinkets that no one else has. I'm just going to find somebody who appears to be helping people and get their attention as a 6 foot, 450-pound dude in a mask.
That's relatively simple. So you're there looking for quote unquote trinkets. Now the thing that catches their attention is you say that no one else has, and they kind of look at you like you're crazy for a second, and he disappeared. Oh, and he's back. Come back, Kansas.
What happened?
You died for a second. I don't know why.
Okay, where did I lose you?
I was explaining what trinkets you can get. So they explained to you that this store doesn't really have anything that's quote unquote unique. They are an old store that's been around for a long time, but it was part of a communal connection kind of place or thing, whatever you want to call it, with other magical stores. So a lot of the stuff that they trade you can find in other places.
Okay, then I'm buying the party water and firestones if they have them.
They
Cooking
do.
Stones and water stones.
They have both of those items and for reasonable prices. How big of a water stone slash? How big of a water stone slash cooking stone do you want?
I want a water stone that can the biggest water stones they've got, and then firestones.
Think about that
statement.
Think about that statement. You know how big these stones get as a player.
Geysers.
Yeah.
Remember, they can fill fountains. They're placed in fountains to magically create water for cities and things. Probably don't want to be
the rocks themselves are all runes, right?
No, some of them are very, very big. Proportionally, they're as strong as the rock they're on. So if you want something that can give you a sip of water, they give you a pedal with the rune on. If you want something that gives you a day's worth of water, it's, a good-sized stone. If you want something that lasts you a week, it's a stone that's the size of your arm. You know what I mean?
If you want one that just drowns a room.
Okay. So you're looking for like a household watering stone. You find them. They're not cheap, but they're not hyper expensive. They're about 100 gold.
Okay, 100 gold a piece.
Yes.
That's 10 platinum. I'm buying one for every party member and one cooking element for every party member.
Okay, the cooking stones are about the same price. The only difference is the water ones come in like tubes styled rocks, or they've been shaped to be cylinders. And the cooking ones are flat, so like you can set stuff on them. Like they're mobile grills is the easiest way to think about it. They give you the activation words, which is water and fire in Elvish. They say you just say it and it'll turn on. It will last until it runs out of magic or until you activate it again to turn it off. They recharge at sunset every day, so on and so forth. You'll know that the water ones can produce about a week's worth of water for a single person in a day. So basically, for 7 people, they work for 8 days worth of travel. But they recharge at dawn.
They recharge every day.
Yeah, so you guys have so much extra water. If you pull it together, it's a good bit.
So we can rescue a small town.
If necessary, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I would say a village. I wouldn't say a town. You could get a village.
Yeah. Everyone add a heating element and a water element to your character at the end of this day. And how much does that cost me?
Let's see. There's how many? 12 total, so 1,200 gold.
Okay, 120 platinum.
Interesting.
So this place doesn't have any type of weapons or anything like that. They're more like...
They do have some weapons. They're just not conventional. So you were talking frying pans, cooking knives, stuff like that have been magically imbued. Again, this is more of a utility, quote unquote, store.
Gotcha.
And the blades and stuff are more for like they're heated so they cut through stuff and instantly toast bread, or freeze stuff so it stays fresher longer, stuff like that.
We could use some of those heated knives, I say to you. We could use some of those heated knives.
Would I
Okay.
be able to possibly ask one of the people that work here to be like, do you guys have like a sister location that does more weapons or anything like that?
The person smiles and says, "You're an Alpine. About every other store sells weapons or magic bits and doddles. You guys just came into the appliance store."
Great, good to know. Do you got one you recommend?
You want a ground level or something with the elves?
Something that could give me something a little bit more. Well, I've only got one really good sword. I want to get 2 good swords.
So he
Oh.
kind of points up into the trees in a bit. He says, "There's a couple places up there you should check out." So,
Some give me
since,
the names.
who else has rolled? They can tell you, but you don't have any understanding of the city, so they can tell you the names. It won't matter. Who else is traveling with you? Obviously, Big Man, but Big Man didn't get to roll this time. Barry, were you traveling with them, or was it Fulgash?
I was with them.
All right, Barry, go ahead and make me a D10 and a D4 roll, please, as you are the one to guide your friends to the new place.
All right. For some reason, I didn't have a D4 handy. Damn.
You fool.
I know, right?
It occurs.
There's one. D4 is a 2.
Okay,
D10 is a 4.
much better roll. So, as you guys go up to the higher levels, you find a relatively unbusy shop. It's probably, not empty, but it's not full. And inside is definitely magical based weapons. This looks way more like a traditional magic shop. It looks like there's even a small blacksmith in the back corner, or at least a small lit forge that's kind of poofing out smoke out the front door that you can see. It's not hitting the customers, mind you, it's just going out the front. So, inside, there is a young looking elf and an old looking elf, and they are cleaning and messing with various weapons on the shelves, along with the other customers that are in there. Most of whom are elves or half elves, but there are some of. There's a couple of humans in there as well.
Gotcha. Like to try to talk one of them if I could.
Sure, I just described who was in there. Who would you like to talk to?
I'm going to assume that the older elf is the one who probably owns the store.
Okay.
And be like, hello there. Could I get some help on figuring out the weapons you got here? What they can do?
The old elf smiles, looks over at you and says, "They kill people and things."
Great.
Would
How
you like
well?
Very well. Depends on what you're trying to kill. Would you like finding one that fits your person? Would you like my magical assessment of the perfect item in here for you?
Sure, let's go for it.
He waves his hand around. Interesting. I see. You like swords.
Oh, so evident.
Okay, alright, give me a second here. Let's see. You like big swords.
More or less.
Okay, alright. One more time. Okay, I got it. He shakes his hand for a second and looks around and goes, "This one here, I've been working on it for the last couple weeks and I need it out of my shop." And he picks it up and sets it down. And it is a long sword in the non-traditional sense. This long sword is made of a thick black iron of some sort, and its tip, instead of being a traditional pointed tip, is curved to the outside a little bit. It is very much closer looking to a falchion or scimitar that has been enlarged.
Gotcha. Oh, that's pretty.
But it does have a classic hilt, just like a longsword. It has a pommel, all that fun stuff, so it is missing some of the stuff that would make it anything else. He goes, How much would you think you would pay for this?
Would you mind? As she kind of just puts her hands out.
He hands it to you. It is light as a feather in your hand.
Oh, it's gorgeous. And she kind of just like lightly sort of moves it, pulls out her other sword, kind of just does some small moves here and there. Well, we are kind of sacrificing the thrusting ability by having this curved here, so it's a little bit of an unfortunate. Um, hmm. What are you thinking for it? You said you've been working on it for the past couple of weeks and you want it out?
Yep.
Is it, one of those things that you're more like, let's get it out of here because you don't know who would buy it? Or is it more along the lines of, you just want it out of here because you got another project lined up?
The second one for sure. I'm always working on something. Faster I can get rid of these things, the better. Otherwise, they stay on the store until the right adventure comes along, and that looks like the right adventure is you, lass.
I Gosh, I'm terrible at haggling just in general as a
Oh,
person.
I just want to see what you think it's worth as an expert sword handler yourself. Give me a number, any number.
You got like a dummy I could use. See how easy it slices? Or at least, I don't know, maybe a piece of pork. Anything.
I got something for you. Boy, get over here! The young elf stands in front of you. Yes, sir. Stand still. Test it out on him.
Alright then. Strump. How's it go?
Roll to hit.
Alright. Uh it's a natural 19
19.
plus
So
9 normally. I'm not sure if this has any pluses to
it
it.
does. So what are your regular pluses to hit with the weapons you have?
With my magical longsword, it's a plus 10. With my normal longsword, it's a plus 9.
Okay, so this is a plus 11.
Okay, so it's a 2
Plus 2.
extra on top.
Yep, it's a
Gotcha.
plus 2 weapon.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Is this boy okay?
You slice through him like he's butter.
Whew.
The shop owner looks at you in shock. You murderer! Oh! Oh! Just kidding.
Oh
He's fine.
goodness.
It's fine. And the boy reforms back the way he was. The armor he is wearing falls off of him, and he goes, "Damn it! I have to make another one. Why?
He told me to swing at you.
You didn't have to do. You could have asked me. I would have got something for you." He goes off all angry, and he says, "I'm sorry. He just completed that armor, and I had to ruin it." Can't believe he stood there. Anyway. So now that you've swung it and murdered my apprentice, what are you thinking?
Honestly, I'm thinking probably around 2,000 gold.
2,000. You are undercutting me by far. But I like your attitude. Double it, and I'll think about it.
4,000 gold.
Correct.
Oh, give me 1 second. She kind of just like pops off her backpack and just opens it up and starts counting and is just like, oh, how about 3,000?
3,000 for this. I think I would be a fool to let it walk out for under 5, and I was going to give it to you for 4, but 3. Can you pay me today?
Yeah.
All right, 3,500 then.
3,400.
3,500 last offer.
Do a hard bargain. I like it. All right, we'll do it.
You do it. You take out the 350 platinum pieces, I assume, and pay the man. He looks at you and with his giant bundle of coins, sets it on the counter and counts through them and goes, "All right, Black Star is yours."
Well, thank you.
So, other things to note about this. This is an attuned item. I'm not going to tell you how it's attuned. I'm just going to let you know it's attuned. Obviously, the +2 is just from it being well crafted and whatnot. You won't get any of the fun extra effects until you attune to the weapon itself.
Lovely.
Though you could probably ask the blacksmith what else it does now that you paid for it.
Let's say, so what's all this thing does?
So he goes, well, I infused it with a comet. It's made out of comet metal.
Oh.
Besides it being excessively light, which gives it the light properties, so you can wield it in your offhand. It still is versatile, all that fun stuff. It's a +2 weapon, and on a critical hit, it does double damage in necrotic.
Oh, that is saucy.
But double rolled damage. So after you do your normal attack, you just ×2 it on there on a critical.
All right, that's beautiful. If there's any way possible you're able to just fucking send that to me.
Just write it down quick. I will
Oh,
forget
gosh.
later.
All right, so it does double necrotic damage, and it's a +2 sword.
Yep.
So the necrotic damage is just what I rolled normally of the sword,
Yep.
and then times twice.
Yep. Yeah. So in-house rule for you. Basically, if a weapon does any kind of elemental damage, that elemental damage counts for the entire thing. If it does multiple types of damage, they count for both.
Gotcha.
And are negated in whatever the fairest way to negate something is. So, like, if something negates all piercing damage, but you do piercing and fire, it's still negated because you're, obviously poking somebody.
Gotcha.
But if they're vulnerable to fire and resistant to piercing, they will do the whole cancel out because it's all the points together kind of thing.
Okay.
So we just make life as simple as possible. So you have to be like, I do 27 fire damage and 6 poke damage. Because, why not? Someone sent a message. The real question was, who was it? What were they saying? That's not good. Did you deal with it?
There's no one in the house.
Bro, you
But
get
I have a
both.
light panel that lights up when one of the doors is open, and it's one of the doors definitely just opened to the outside of my house.
All right. Well, don't get bonked in the back of the head on our account.
The song was Black. The sword was Black Star.
Black Star. Yep. So it's light, versatile, +2, and on a natural 20, I should say. Not you rolled 20, so if you critical on 19, it's not the same. Because criticals for us in this campaign are you roll it as would you normal, but they all have a story effect. So some weapons give out extra fun stuff.
20.
Okay, Barry, what are you doing? You're in the store with them. You haven't bought anything.
Well, it's all just like simple martial weapon kind of deal, isn't it?
There's all kinds of stuff in here. There's also
Okay.
armor. You can see now that the apprentice is going to the forge and is working on something like he was wearing earlier. Or maybe he has taken off his shirt and is repairing it.
Anything in here look like it'd be suited for a caster?
Let me roll really quick. I mean, depends on what kind of casting you're trying to do. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a couple items that you're like, that looks interesting. Now, as a DM to player, what would make your character be lock their eyes instantaneously?
Let's see. Magical accessories, maybe some magic boots, or a cloak, or maybe a rod or a wand.
So, I need one of those categories. Just give me a category.
Okay. Magical accessories.
So, you see on the ground in front of you, or not on the ground, but on one of the little display tables, a wooden scroll-looking thing with 2 large emeralds on either side of it. One is a very, very dark green, and one is a very, very light green.
I try and get the shopkeeper's attention.
You do
Excuse
so?
me, sir.
Yes?
What is this you have here?
A piece of junk is what it is. No, just kidding. A friend of mine made that quite some time ago, and I haven't been able to get rid of it yet.
Yeah. What do you know about it?
Let's see. It's a magic inversion wand.
Oh.
It makes hot things cold and cold things hot. Shocky things sleepy, sleepy things shocky, that kind of thing.
Oh. And you said you've been trying to get rid of it for a while?
I have. It is expertly made and made of the highest materials possible, but I'd be willing to sell it at a discounted price.
Hmm.
The young man in the corner says, "Don't pay more than $5,000 for it."
What is your price, sir?
He looked over at his apprentice. Well, I was going to say 6, but I'll drop it down to 5 since he opened his large mouth.
A little too expensive for me.
Too expensive for you, huh? This might be the point where you try to do a persuasion check or some kind of check to lower his inhibitions.
Right.
Or to plead your case.
I'll try
I believe they
persuasion.
call that an alcohol check.
I'll say, well, it's just going to sit here if no one buys it.
Fair
And
statement.
27?
27. What a roll. So I assume that's a persuasion check.
Yes.
So as you haggle your way down with this man after a couple minutes, basically hitting on that keynote of if it sits here, no one's ever going to buy it. He goes, "Look, I just let your friend walk out of here with a fantastic weapon for 3.5. I'll do the same for you."
See, I can only do 2.5, but I have this thing, this cleansing stone here,
Mm-hmm.
and yes,
The cleansing stone. Oh no. Put that back. What did we
yes,
do?
the cleansing stone question mark. And
Just out of character, like, not to metagame or anything, but we need the cleansing stone, right? Like, that's
Nope.
part of our quest to save the world.
Nope, not whatsoever. Random item you picked up.
Oh, I thought it was necessary. Okay, entire context of this conversation just.
yet my character believes it to be a cleansing stone.
For those of you who played on this world before, it looks like a Mac stone. Oh, of course, Spain didn't hear that.
I hope he's all right.
I'm sure he's fine.
Is he the kind of guy to keep something nearby in case?
Yeah.
Okay.
You are muted, friend.
Believe me, I have plenty nearby. I apologize for disappearing. That was just internet connection. There is no one in the house. I should just make that clear. I've gone through the house.
So as a note, since you dipped out right as I said it, for those of you that have played through this world before, this looks like a Mac stone. If you remember what those are.
I have no idea what.
You have no idea what a Mac stone is? Oh, okay. Cool. Anyway, so he sees that stone that you have on you, and he goes, "I'll straight up trade you for that. No gold."
Really?
Yep.
It's just a cleansing stone.
Oh, it's a cleansing stone, all right.
You must have need of a cleansing stone badly.
Well, I don't necessarily need it, but I do know a few people that would pay a pretty penny for it. Enough to cover the cost of that thing for sure.
Well, it hasn't been used to me, so sure, why not?
He smiles heavily and says, "Perfect." He takes it in his hand, and as you hand it off to him, you feel lighter. Like you didn't realize how heavy you'd felt while carrying this thing, but like you just felt like all of your stamina just got drained out of you as you hand it off. Like you hadn't noticed it or not, but like you've been feeling real amped lately. And that feeling is now gone. You're back to normal.
Doesn't bode well. Well, thank you for your business, sir.
He shakes his head. No, thank you for yours. You made my day. For sure. Looking over
Well,
to the final member of the group, who is the giant robot man. I assume you don't want anything out of the store?
Did I go to this store?
Yeah, I mean, I assume you did. You said you were traveling with the three of them.
Oh yeah. Then I'm gonna ask them if they have a trap.
He looks over at his apprentice. He's not cute enough. What kind of trap are you looking for?
Do you have traps? It was just an off the wall question. You have weapons and armor and things. Do you have a trap?
I will rephrase the question one more time. What kind, like a conventional trap with jaws, a magical trap that shoots fire? What kind of trap are you looking for? Because the answer is yes. The answer is yes.
Okay, yes, you have traps. Explodey trap. Something that deals an area of effect.
Well, it does deal an area of effect, but only so useful for non-magical entities. He pulls out a small crystalline thing that seems to flex out like a would-be antenna or radar or something along those and a clear crystal is in the center. He says, "This is an anti-magic field stone that has been converted into a trap, so you can turn the field on and off by closing the thing. It has a what was it? 20-meter radius, but once it's open, those inside of it can't leave until they are drained of magic." Basically forcing any. Basically any.
You have a really cool dagger.
Say what?
You have a really cool dagger. What's the most enchanted dagger you have in this room?
He looks sideways and goes, "The most enchanted?"
Yes.
Okay. Goes to the back. You hear clicking and things in a vault, and he pulls out something about the size of your forearm. It's more of a short sword than a dagger, but as he pulls it out, he says, "This is a knife," and he pulls out this it basically looks like a giant Bowie blade. And it sparkles with various colors and elements. It seems to change as he waves it around the room, and he says, "This is Rainbow Maker."
Rainbow Maker sounds wonderful. 500, 800. Can I have it for an astral diamond's worth of gold?
Yes.
That's 10,000 gold, right?
Yes.
You don't even know what it does.
Huh? Yeah.
Is it worth that?
That's about what the sale price for it. It's a +3
That
weapon.
is all of the platinum that I have left on my character.
You do so, and he hands you Rainbow Maker. He looks very happy.
Its only power makes rainbows. That's it. No other effect.
I bought their most magic item. They had it in a vault for a reason.
So, it's a +3 weapon because it is a legendary item.
Okay. Legendary weapon +3 item.
Yep. On a 1 through 10, on the roll itself, you automatically miss any attack. But you become insubstantial for that round. So you become a ghost. Or in this case, narratively, you become a rainbow.
Incorporeal.
Yeah, incorporeal.
Yes.
On The other 10, depending on what you roll number-wise, is what type of elemental attack the weapon does. It's still a dagger, so it only does 1d4. On a critical, you choose what it does. It's a
All
plus
of
3
it.
weapon. I mean, technically, I guess. But basically, however many extra you go over something's AC is how many d6 you add to the attack.
Wonderful. So
Now,
however many over AC.
I will clarify, rolled over. So if their AC is 15 and you roll a 15 but have a +9, your +9 doesn't matter.
Which means if they have 20 AC, you'll never get bonus D6.
Correct.
Yeah, but this is a minion killer. This is we're fighting a town guard in a small town, and instead of pulling out my psychic great axe of doom, I pull out Rainbow Maker, and I'm like, come at me.
Yeah, it's also throw it in your secondary hand and roll under a 10 intentionally so you can just
Not take
hit.
damage.
Exactly. Well, you take half damage because you're incorporeal.
Yeah. Magic items, right?
Yeah, except for against magic items. So if you're fighting a dragon, this is not a dragon slaying weapon. This is a people slaying weapon. But it looks sick as hell. Again, think of like those cheap Chinese metallic ones that are kind of like purple and shiny, and depending on how the light hits you, that's basically what the blade looks like, except for it has an elemental core that changes as you swing it around.
You see a strange engraving of a language you don't know, but you have a feeling it says made in China.
And it says "Main Taiwan, boys."
I was about to say, except it's Taiwan.
All right. So, jokes aside, that's your stuff and your things. I'm gonna move you on so the rest of us can do our fun adventuring things. That's probably the coolest.
I'm gonna grab another pen because mine is
Okay.
out. So I'm gonna go.
So, Marzex and our handy dandy fighter down here, Fulgash, we'll let you guys go first. Thank you for being patient with the shopping episode. What are you guys doing, Ted?
Hey, since we are in what I would call a capital city, and it is ran by elves,
Definitely, for sure.
very, very important, I would turn to Profi and I would say, I'm going to the castle to report the numbers.
Okay. Why are you telling me? What numbers are you reporting?
The numbers of dead siblings.
Oh, I guess that is your job, huh? Yeah, you should probably do that.
So I will go to the capital, report their losses and their deaths.
So you head to the main capital. Fulgash, do you want to head with them, or are you going to do your own thing?
Sure, I'll go with him.
Okay. Profi will. I'm going to sneak behind you guys because I want to see their reaction. To be completely honest,
Do you want to disguise, or do you wish to be there?
No need. I am the stealth. I am the stealth boy. I rolled a 19 plus my pluses. So I am incognito behind you guys. You guys probably don't even know I'm there with your passive perceptions. But you guys enter the main keep or a guard's post or something like that. Basically, you go to a local gas station, local police area or guard center, and tell them, hey, I have numbers to report on the Imperial siblings. And they kind of look at you confused for a little bit, and someone goes, we should probably send you inward. And they send you uptown, up into the top towers, and you basically get what's in a floating-esque castle, is basically what it looks like, right? There's a whole bunch of trees that have been uprooted and are floating in the middle of the city, kind of. They're not free-floating, but they look like they're free-floating, right? There's some kind of magical yada-yada holding them in place, but it looks really cool. It's misty. If anything was to attack, they'd fall into the endless waste and dive because there's a giant pit of death underneath. Whatever. You approach the castle, and sitting on a throne is a human man. He looks scarred and annoyed. And sitting next to him on a much larger throne is a young half-elf. Or sorry, no, she's a human too. She looks to be in her 20s. Think warrior princess Xena style. And she looks over at you and says, well, you've caught me at a bad time, but how can I help?
I come to report numbers of past royal lineages.
English, please, wrapped man.
Siblings of the king have fallen
King?
due to multiple circumstances.
Wait. Time out. You're obviously old. There hasn't been a king here for quite some time. I mean, and before that, I've been in charge for quite a while here. You mean the emperor?
Empires. Yes.
The imperial. You're talking about the imperial siblings.
Yes.
She rubs her head. Okay. What would you like to report?
And I would go on to basically, like, since Fulgash is with me, I say, well, he has a recount of the burnings of the manor of first sibling.
Hexus Dad.
Yeah, Hexus. And then go on to the talk about the caravan. You know, there was an incident on the road, caravan, and they died.
Mm-hmm.
The sister.
Do you remember her name?
I have it written in my other book.
It's Moxie. Dang it.
Moxie.
Important characters. They'll be back to murder you later.
Moxie.
And then, Barry, what was your best friend's name? Do you remember?
Crap.
It was not crap. Dang it.
Sorry. I have it written down in my other notebook. Hold on.
Gonna beat y'all up. Royal siblings are important. Dang it. Remember. Anyway, you report their losses, and they seem to make a tally. And she looks relatively shocked, and she says, "And whose sibling are you watching? Because generally the only people that can report this are their handlers."
This is true. I am watching Profi.
Profi, the youngest?
Indeed.
He's still alive?
Has not yet perished.
That's impressive. The Imperial spies assumed him dead in the wildlands. Does that mean he's here in Alpine?
This would be correct.
Oh, truly. Well, could you bring him to me?
For what business?
I just would like to see an old friend, if you would believe that. This would be a perfect time for an insight from either of you two.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll an insight.
Please do.
The name of that person was Hilarious.
Hilarious! You're right. Hilarious was marked. Moxie was marked. And Hexus was marked.
A lot of people that hang out with you get murked.
Specifically by me, those three. I mean, two of them deserved it. Hilarious did not, but you know, that was more of a.
There can only be one.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even.
No pluses.
It wasn't
Merciful.
It was definitely me being nice in character. Not that I was in character being nice. In character, I was just like, murder the sibling. But it was definitely a mercy. Oh, there goes my stuff. Oh no! I've lost my friends. All right. When decided that it was done for the day, I was like, I'm taking a nap. We've been playing for too long already.
So, how much, I got a 12, so not great.
Okay.
I got an 18.
18. So, you actually don't detect what she's talking about, but you see the man behind her. Every time the royalty is mentioned, he just seems to be inflamed. Anytime a Tullius is talked about. Though, in all honesty, when those three that were mentioned to have passed, he seemed relatively happy until he heard that there is definitely one still running around. She, on the other hand, seems relatively genuine. There might be something more behind what she's saying, but with a 12, you're not really picking up too much. Fulgash, on the other hand, you are detecting murderous intent from this man behind her.
With all due respect, my lady, our Lord Prophy is indisposed at the moment.
She looks around and says, Prophy too busy for me. Sounds about right. It is okay. It has been quite some time since I've seen him.
He does not seem to have much inkling into the royal squabbles at this time. Much
Prophy?
more of a free spirit. at the
Prophy,
moment.
a free spirit. You sure about that?
I would say that he is definitely not on a quest for the throne at this time.
Yet he has put down 3 of his siblings.
No, 3 have died.
That is not what you said.
That is what I said. I came to report deaths.
Yes.
And I talked about a burning manor and how we came across a caravan.
Mm-hmm. Right, and then you told me Prophy killed
And
them
then
all.
one, I believe Hillers was killed by face spiders, wasn't he?
Nope, Hillers was not killed by space fire. You can, if you're saying that in character, that's fine, but he was not. Prophy stabbed him in the face.
I will lie.
Okay, make a deception check.
Luckily, I'm good at deception
You are
checks.
very good at deception checks, I agree.
A 19 plus 8, 27.
That's a pretty believable lie. She goes, all right, if you say
And I'll
so.
go as far as to mention the dead hippo guy, too.
Oh. Interesting. She shakes her head. Well, I have no idea who you're talking about, but I assume it is one of the other royal guards. Now you said you were what? What was your name again?
Mars X Duskbringer.
Mars X. Why does that name sound familiar? Mars X, do a history check. As something clicks in your head while staring at this person's face.
I got a 22.
A 22. You remember vividly this woman's face, as if it was a memory from a past life, as well as the man behind the throne.
Okay, so
Vividly.
really old elm.
She looks human,
Okay.
but you can almost guarantee she is as old as you are.
Gotcha. So she's a druid.
Maybe?
And I assume by this point I would have already received names if I'm at the royal court.
You have. Yes, you would know this is Lady Alpine, as all rulers of the Alpine have been called since it was founded. And sitting behind her is her father, who is politely asked not to be named, as he is only visiting.
Hmm.
Anyone else
Okay.
who is here currently can make a history check to see if anything about them sets anything off. Ooh, Prophy rolled well.
Even a 22 already isn't good enough?
Well, that was specifically for her.
I can make another one.
Sure.
18 plus 4, another 22.
Another 20. All right, that was a pretty good roll. Full gas, you want to roll?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. My turn. 13.
Okay, full gas, you have no idea who either of these people are. Besides Lady Alpine, you've heard the name before. That's about it. Mars X. Like I said, both these people remind you of a distant memory. Which reminds you of an old legend of a paladin forged in fire who fought gods. For some reason, that's what's sticking your brain when you look at this man. He's an old-looking grump. He doesn't look like he could hold up a sword, but he definitely feels like he could. You know what I mean?
So, like, what is he also human then?
Yes, he is also human.
Okay, well, he's an old paladin who fought gods. Got it.
Is what your brain is telling you from what you remember. But again, these memories are hazy, as if they're centuries old. You've had lots of sleep to slow your memories down.
Okay.
But only you would have an idea of who these people are.
Yes. I have an inclination as to know who
Okay.
they are.
So she
Sounds
goes,
stupid.
well, I'll take your numbers and report them to the appropriate authorities. Do you have anything else before you leave? And I finish my conversation here with my guest, because he is leaving shortly, apparently.
Not unless you have anything of me, Lady Alpine. I just came to do my duties.
You hear some coughing in the background. Mounds!
What do you say?
Mounds!
Mounds?
Mounds!
Out of character, like.
Jewish
hit
mounds.
that
The things that we are looking
Druidic
for.
mounds that
Oh, we're looking for druid mounds.
Druid mounds? Why would you be looking for druid mounds? She grabs her face and strokes it for a second, as if she has a beard for some reason.
It's to, as I said, not currently. Profi is not currently looking for throne room time, and he's off on quests for the quote unquote greater good.
The greater good. And you hear the old man in the background. Oh, of course, the Tullius walking around for the greater good. They're real good at that. So, you're looking for... Would you mean a graveyard? Is that what you're talking about?
For druids, yes. Yeah.
Okay. I might know the place that you're talking about, actually. If you bring Profi to me, though, I'll give you the exact location that I remember.
Oh, my lady, we don't want to take away from your time with your guest.
Oh, that is fine.
So-
He'll be leaving tonight. You can bring Profi by tomorrow, and I will guarantee that I have an appropriate map of the area for you. How's that sound? Free of charge, of course.
I think that sounds lovely.
Good, fantastic. I will see you tomorrow. Please escort yourself out. Thank you for your report. Guards, have someone escort them out of the ground safely, please. I'm trying to think. Do you guys need payment for this? Is something you get paid for, or you already paid for this?
I received
Payment
no
would be
payment.
wonderful.
Ah, payment. All right. Guards, go ahead and give them how many? 300 gold for informational fees.
Many thanks, my lady.
Fantastic. Now, as a side note, you guys will be gathering some experience points for delivering stuff, because that is one of your side missions, Marzex, that you have assumed from your previous master.
Yep, nobody knows that I don't have to.
Correct.
So might as well keep on doing it.
But as a DM, you do get experience for completing that, because it's kind of a side quest. Anyway, you take your 300 gold, travel outside the area.
Oh, before I leave though.
Before you leave, though.
There is as a part of my own personal safety, we would like to know if there is any countermeasures that might be in place for something such as an ancient black dragon.
Did you stir up a local hornet's nest, I assume?
There is a local hornet that died, and now there is a local, much larger hornet that will, in time, at some point, arrive.
I will keep an eye out for it. Thank you for the warning. To answer your question, no. Good luck.
Okay.
If it is the one I am thinking of, you will never see him coming. He attacks at night. Keep your eyes open.
It's the only time I keep my eyes open.
My eyes never close.
Yeah, I was going to say the one time it's really good to have the ever guarding sentinel is against an enemy that literally only attacks you while you're sleeping. So, congratulations for building a counter to a character that you didn't know existed. So, you head out of the area, are followed by Profi relatively closely. Not that you guys know it, but you guys are in the quote-unquote meeting spot after you guys have acquired your weapons and all this other fun stuff. And Profi pops his would-be hood off, and, well, that was exciting.
Ah, yes. I hope you're satisfied with your answers.
Was the mounds too obvious? I was hoping it was quiet enough to where only you two could hear me. Fogash, can you roll me a d12 to see how you felt about that maneuver? Or just tell me how your character would feel knowing that Profi is giving up his cover so he can get information? Tactically terrible choice.
5.
Oh yeah, you're definitely gonna berate Profi for being an idiot for a couple minutes. We can do
Yeah.
that out of character, but yeah.
Out of character. This perfect in-game character time.
You can also yell at me in person if you would like.
What is the point in sneaking around invisibly if you're going to blow your cover with somebody who obviously doesn't think very highly of you and probably would have killed you on the spot?
I have no idea who that old man is. I've met her before though, but I was 5. She doesn't look a day older than she did back then either.
I don't know about either of them, but he was not very happy.
I've never seen him before ever.
She looks the same as she did 900 years ago.
What? What do you mean? Even druids don't live that long usually.
I saw her when I was flesh and blood.
No fucking way. It's got to be her like great grandchild or something. No one's
We're
living
getting
as
away
long
from
as
the
you.
point.
Wait, there was a point?
Yes.
All right, Dad. What was the point?
You don't need to take unnecessary risks like that.
But we got the information, didn't we?
We got some of the information.
We have to go back anyway.
Yes, but her father won't be there. The man who had very serious murderous intent.
Is that what that was? I thought he just had to fart real bad.
No. He was very displeased hearing about any surviving Imperial siblings.
I don't remember her being mean at all to us. When we did the
He
tour.
wasn't. He seemed genuine.
Okay, I believe you. I didn't get a good read on either of them, unfortunately. I'm going to blame the hood. Wasn't really looking them in the eye for fear of getting caught. And then I had to cough real bad because, mountains. So, I look over at our other party members and see the robot playing with a shiny knife. Barrymore playing with a stick of transforming colors. Also, Barrymore, for you, as a bonus action, you can activate this item. And you can use it like a wand to augment your own spells to change the damage elemental type to basically the opposite elemental type of damage. And we can talk about that more in combat if necessary, but just make an appropriate assumption. Or you can use it as a reaction to affect a spell attacking you. So, for example, if someone tries to counterspell you, you can use your wand there as a reaction and make your spell a multiplier.
Oh, that's dope.
But basically, think of any magical effect that occurs that could hit you as a reaction. You can click it, and it'll either change the elemental type, so it maybe is something you're resistant to, or it, brain work, or it changes your magic to something different. So, like if you're fighting something that's strong against fire, you're now hitting it with ice, whatever. But to use every round, it takes a whole action, so it can only affect one spell at a time, basically.
Okay. So you said bonus action, change the spell element to the opposite type.
Yep.
Reaction, change the. Okay. And if I were to use it every round, it would be an action?
Yes. So, no. So it's a bonus action or a reaction, and then you only get to use it once per round.
Okay.
But it has to be activated every single time.
Question.
Possible answer.
Did I feel like a paladin wanted to smite me? Because I am technically undead.
Correct.
And work for the Roman court.
Also true. He didn't really seem to bug you too much. You were not really on his radar. He was more worried about what you were saying than you directly. It might have been one of those don't shoot the messenger moments, and he was just listening to what you say and not necessarily who you were, because you weren't acting as a threat. You were just relaying information.
Okay.
Also, looking at Thread's fancy new sword, I go, you guys didn't get me nothing, did you? You all got to do weapons and swords and stuff, and what'd I get? A t-shirt?
These that hold up the heating element and the water thingy.
I grab my plate and water and go, I am appeased, thank you, and I put them in my bag. Which looks ridiculous, by the way, because, again, it's the size of your forearm, so it's a pretty big stone just stuck in my backpack, and then a heating plate, like, kind of just shoved in the back. If I say fire, I'm going to have, like, a real nice massage for 2 seconds before my skin starts cooking. Real good for bedding for a little bit.
I completely forgot to see if they had any bags of holding at the first place.
Did.
Would have been smart.
None
of us thought of that. We're dumb.
Would have been the place to get it, too. So.
All right, we have possibly another
Can
day
we
here.
in the dark that and use the stress point to make a flashback?
Wrong game. I do appreciate the idea, though. I will let you try and make an argument, Die, saying that's definitely something you would have picked up there, Thread.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
All right.
I think that's something that I definitely would have tried to grab.
Fogesh, by the way, you are the old white die, because I could not find my red die tonight.
That's fine.
All right, let me roll this on camera so y'all can see it.
Ooh, fancy.
I know. All right, you guys see that okay?
Yeah.
All right. We tied.
Oh.
Tie goes to the DM.
Tie goes to the DM. So you did not go for your stuff that round, though it was a good idea. Turn this back off and put it back on everyone's faces.
So you said we might be here for an extra day, eh?
You could, or you guys can skip out on this opportunity to talk with Lady Alpine again.
Oh, no.
You guys explained to us the issue with Lady Alpine wanting to see you and the suspicion.
So the suspicion was with the old man that was with her, not with Lady Alpine.
Either way, there is a threat to the person who my original and main task is to protect. This is the person who gave me free will. This person is not going to get ambushed. We go in full strength into this, baby.
I absolutely agree with you. I just want to point out that Lady Alpine herself presented no threat. And technically neither did the old man, though there was murderous intent.
Okay, murderous intent was present. I'll be the judge of who was murdering who. By murdering everybody and seeing if there's any evidence after the fact.
I don't think
let's not get into regicide further than we have to.
Hold up. Did you just say you think you could take Lady Alpine? Do you know who she is?
I have no idea who she is.
Oh, she's the regimental commander for this entire continent, and she's a badass. She hasn't lost a fight since my father could remember.
And why is she not on our team then?
She refuses.
Because she's got to roll over like a whole city. Like,
I mean,
that kind of takes up a lot of business.
The mummy here ruled over like a country, right?
No, Mummy was servant boy forever.
Yes.
He's just eternally honored because he gave his life for his family.
Oh, you're a lot less cool than I thought, but you're still really cool because you're scary.
Yeah, no, she runs the entire continent. Of the nobles on this continent here, she's the highest ranking. Under the royal family, she's like third in line if we were all to get murked.
Oh, that's really cool. So we don't fight her unless we have to, but if there was murderous intent in the room, I don't care who it is. I'm fighting to protect Profi.
I appreciate that, but if there's murderous intent in the room, we're probably dead. I don't know who that old man was. She said it was her dad. And if he's anything like her, she'd take 1,000 of me easy.
He has to be really old. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
Though side
One
note,
might say we'd be a turkey shoot.
side note, in retrospect, they're actually not that much different at this point in time for how old difference-wise they are. It's about 30 years of their entire timeline, which is a drop in the bucket for both of them at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Which is honestly kind of funny. Anyway.
We should all probably get a good place for lodging for the evening if we're staying.
Yeah, there's plenty of hotels around Alpine. And they are of various quality. Down on the ground floor, there's good and bad ones. Up in the air, there's good and bad ones. So where do you guys want to stay? How comfy do you want to be?
Don't
So
care as
after
long as I
the
can
actual
bathe.
math, I still have 36 platinum. So let's go fancy.
Fancy, you say? Okay, so there is a one of those floating castles by the main castle itself is a hotel, basically for nobility and whatnot. And it is a floating fortress of pleasure, is the easiest way to describe this. There's food, drink, stuff to make you feel better. Name it and someone will go get it for you. There's a small army of servants that are serving the nobility there, all that fun stuff. So, as you enter, they look at you like a bunch of ragtag adventurers and go, "Gentlemen, lady, I believe you to be in the wrong place."
And
Except
I
for,
believe you to be about to make a lot of money.
I do like money. That's a good point.
excuse me.
But politely, we only serve the nobility here.
I roll out a scroll of pedigree.
How much does it cost to purchase nobility?
You cannot purchase nobility, it must be awarded to you by the emperor, and since he is dead, there shall be no new nobles anytime soon.
Excuse me,
D12,
sir.
trophy.
I am his servant, I say.
I'm over there in a robe, like, you're just gonna call me out like that?
No, I didn't point to you. I pointed. Oh, on
I
my
rolled
screen,
up
this
scroll
way is.
pedigree.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm over here in the corner, friend. Okay, so you point to Marzex.
Yes.
He goes, "Well, let me see your scroll," and he inspects it, and he goes, "I don't know how to read this, because this is way older than it should be for any of the known nobility, but it looks really official. Are any of you others nobles and confirm his nobility?"
Yes.
I pull out a signet ring.
Look. You stay over there, sir. If you're as old as you say you are, I don't want to be anywhere near you. He looks over at Barrymore and please present your appropriate items.
You've never heard of the gold thistles?
The gold thistles, of course. I've heard of your family. Heck, I might even know your father.
There's probably too much dirt on my face or something.
Let's see if he recognizes you. He says, "I have no idea. You look nothing like your father," politely. At least of what I remember. Now, this is an elf, so they do live sometime. You have no idea how old this Yahoo is. He might be thinking of your grandfather or great-grandfather. As a character question, when's the last time your family made it to Alpine?
4 days ago.
You are a half elf, right?
ASMR.
Oh, ASMR. Yeah, okay. You could be half elf somewhere, but you're half angel, so
That takes over it all.
basically. Yeah, so it could have been a very long time since your family's been here. So you might look nothing like your great-great-grandfather.
This is true. I don't remember if any of my backgrounds or if we discussed anything on having like a signet ring.
You
Or a
should,
scroll,
because you are nobility. You are like actual have the title noble, because that was your story feat, was you have two backgrounds basically.
Right on. I show him the signet ring.
Okay, he goes, "That looks official to me. I assume you're vouching for him?"
Yes. These are our associates. We need them for our business we're conducting.
Okay. Would you like them in their own? Would you like them in your servants' quarters then? He
Oh no,
poses
these
the
are
question to the two of you. We have servants' quarters for traveling members, or would you like them in their own separate rooms?
They can have their own separate rooms. They have performed good service.
Yes, they are
Interesting.
high value associates.
They look at you. Huh. Okay. Well, I will direct someone to... How many rooms do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I assume none of you are staying in the same room?
No.
I will have my own quarters.
Okay. Too easy. 6 rooms coming up. And he does say, now, you are a nobility and your servants are getting their own rooms. We would appreciate some sort of compensation to pay for anything that you guys may or may not need over the course of the next day. So we'll take about 50 gold a piece for the night, if that is acceptable, my lords. Otherwise, we can debt your families. Your choice.
Here it is. I hand over 300 gold pieces.
Ah, thank you. Thank you, my lord. And if you need anything, food, drink, wine, entertainment, don't hesitate to let us know. Most of it will be on the house, being covered by this gold. If not, we will let you know when you leave.
I am in
Bad.
need of a messenger service or a delivery service.
Yes, we'll send up a scribe and a pigeon shortly. Or in this case, a seagull.
Very well. Very good.
Remember, Alpine is the home of Squawk, baby. The Squawks live in Alpine. So, a couple minutes later, you guys get to your rooms, and they are fantastic. Double bedding, everything's comfortable. Like they said, food, drink, all that fun stuff is covered. You guys are able to take a bath and a shower. So you're clean and refreshed. You're able to clean all of your equipment, so you're not grimy and gross from the road. You guys are in what would be called peak condition, and so the next time you all roll, you will get a +1. Sorry, you will get a advantage on your next roll.
Oh.
Everybody. Not inspiring you this time because you're getting used to this nice comfort, but I will give you advantage on whatever your next roll is. Speaking of messengers over at Barrymore, a small halfling woman shows up, and she has 2 seagulls in a small cage, along with some writing utensils. One of the seagulls is armored, one of them is not.
Oh. Of course, you know the city well, right?
Of course.
I'm in need of some atonement for some things I've done on the road. Are there any orphanages or...
She looks at you. What do you need atonement at orphanages for? What are you going to do to those orphans?
No.
There's a bad story of Alpine orphanages.
We don't talk about that.
Oh,
Anyway, what do you need an orphanage for? That seems like a rather weird request after the previous statement.
well, okay, out of character. I think he would feel pretty bad about the things that happened in the spooky session. You know
Okay.
how he murdered like 30 people?
It was like 18, but yeah.
Yeah, still. Feeling bad about it. He wants to send some currency to an orphanage and a place of healing.
Okay. That doesn't require a seagull. I could deliver that directly myself. I'm a runner.
Okay. Well, here's 25 platinum for the closest orphanage and another 25 platinum for a place of healing. So they may buy some supplies. No need to say where it comes from. Just deliver it. And you yourself could have 6 platinum for this.
Oh, with you paying me this much, might I suggest you have me go to maybe one of the outskirts orphanages and places of healing, as the ones near here are well funded because Lady Alpine takes care of them personally, financially.
Very good.
They'd say, "Are you sure there's no messages I can subtract from my fee to send out with the seagulls here? These squawks are excellent trackers. They say to be a bloodline of the gods. I don't know why, but that's what people say."
Bragging would diminish the deed.
Understood.
I would also like one of these delivery things, by the way.
Okay. Your gold is taken and the runner takes off. A few minutes later, a similar-looking runner with a similar-looking setup appears at your door, Mars X. Knocks on the door. Hello, sir.
Yes, hello. These seagulls can find anyone, right?
These ones are specifically messenger birds and its escort, but yes.
Hmm. Which do you have your? Is there any possible way I could get the finest of these escort pigeons?
You're looking at them for sure, for sure.
Oh no, I meant to hire one time the best one.
Okay, for sure, for sure. These ones.
Okay. If that is the case, I would like a written message delivered to Lady Alpine's father.
Who, sir?
Lady Alpine's father.
You
He said they could find anyone.
we can deliver to anywhere, but specifically a person? Do you know where he stays?
I know he's leaving today.
So he's in the city.
Yes, at this time. Was at the Royal Palace.
Would you like me to just run over there, and as not to confuse the pigeons? I am a runner, sir.
Sure, run there. I don't care how he gets it, as long as that he gets it.
Can I have do you have it written, or do I need to write it? I am also a scribe. I can write very fast.
Oh, yes, you can write it.
He pulls out a pen and paper and looks ready.
Well, I would basically, to run it short, I'm going to condense it rather than say out loud.
Sure.
But it'd basically be a short backstory. My character's family history of being previously own individual elven city, run independently until it was taken over by the Empire, and then into forced servitude.
Forced is a little much.
No, the family was forced.
It was optional.
What was the option?
Server died.
Exactly.
It was optional. There are plenty of your family members that chose to die than be servants.
There might be a way that we could maybe there would be a way to reduce the number of competitors for the Empire, since their third in line is Lady Alpine.
Okay, so basically you're proposing a small coup be instituted by Alpine? In not so many words.
Time, but hey, maybe we both have kind of similar goals, because I obviously feel you have bad juju against the royal family, and the royal family has soured and changed the good name of mine.
Interesting. So the runner looks at you like you're crazy because you just had him dictate treason. He goes,
And that's fine.
I'll keep this to myself, promise.
Oh, yes. As I proceed to say, how much platinum would you want?
Let me D12 this really quick. He goes, oh, you're paying good then. We'll say a platinum piece for the delivery fee, and 10 times as much for my silence for the foreseeable future.
Your foreseeable future. What is your name, good sir?
I am Elt. E-L-T-A.
Elt.
E-L-T-A.
Elt. What is your family name, Elt?
Longwood.
Elt Longwood. Yes. Well,
are you writing up a
instead of your fee, I will give you 22 for your forever silence.
Write it up in a contract and we'll call it good. He twiddles his hands together. I could write up the contract for a small fee. Just kidding. I'll include it in the 22.
I will inspect his contract before signatures.
You do so. It seems pretty legitimate. Go ahead and roll an insight check to make sure you don't catch anything below board.
17 flat because I have no pluses.
Perfect. Yep, it's good to go. He's not trying to screw you over. 22 platinum's a pretty good payday, to be honest.
Yep, and it's just going to be a basic non-disclosure agreement. It's not going to contain any of the information that was mentioned.
Correct. All right. Yeah, done so. He says, "All right, that's my time," and he takes off. We'll get cutscene back to you because you've activated a special event, dumbass. We're not even at the special holiday event yet. You guys are stuck in town. You're gonna make me bring out the thing mid-town. It's gonna be great. While he does that, anyone else need to talk to a messenger or have any fun entertainment-y things they want to go over while they are here in the Pleasure Castle, as we will call it, because that's a silly name. And someone can turn that into a meme.
Sure. If there is expensive drink, Thrud doesn't really get very many times to enjoy a good drink.
There's plenty of expensive drink.
You know, she requests one of whatever, or like one set of, basically a flight of the most expensive drinks they have.
So they look at you and go, "We can get you a single drink that is worth your entire payment, but I guarantee it won't be the only one you drink tonight."
Sure, let's go for it.
So they bring out a crystal clear glass, like so clear that it prisms without much light, and the liquid on the inside has a clear green purple hue to it. So it's mostly purple, like some kind of wine, but as the light hits through it, it kind of glows green.
Ooh.
And they say, "This is a glass of Sherman's Elven wine." Sherman was a previous noble from about 200 years ago who perfected winecraft. You'll find no better wine anywhere in the world. Some people like to say anywhere in the universe.
Well then, it's a sipper.
Oh, good luck trying to sip.
Sure. She takes a sip.
You take a sip. Go ahead and make a Constitution save, a Wisdom save, an Intelligence save.
I love it. Okay. I do have advantage on all wisdom saves, and I also have advantage on the Constitution save first because of the thing you said earlier.
I was going to say, you have this is all considered one roll, so you will have advantage on all of them.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. So first one is a for the con. It is that was a 16 plus 7, so
That's loud as fuck. Sorry.
it's 22. I think.
All right.
I'm bad at basic math.
Congratulations. You're only a little drunk from a sip.
I love it. It's great.
Okay. Other two.
So then the next one is wisdom, right?
Yep.
Okay. So 18 plus 1.
Nice roll.
19.
19 total. So with an 18 wisdom, you forget all that is not this glass. You are hyper-focused on the glass itself.
Gotcha. Okay, now it's time for intelligence. Let's go. Let's be dumber than a box of rocks. 16.
16 is a failure as well. So, on a plus note, you don't get drunk from drinking this singular sip of wine. Unfortunately, you hyper-focus and black out. You will wake up in the town center, losing one of several things. So, you can lose your dignity, your items, or a fond memory, and you have to lose 2 of the 3 things.
Dignity and fond memory.
Good thing
There's
you passed.
barely any dignity.
I'm wait, say that again. So you lost your dignity and a fond memory?
Yeah, I mean, she barely has any dignity to begin with.
That's fair enough. So, because you could have only lost 1 or 0 depending on how many checks you did, but you will be told that you have spent. Go ahead and roll me a percentile die worth of your gold on this wine throughout the night.
I like it. That is a 20.
Okay, so you spend 20% of your gold on this wine. So, like, the 50 gold that covered that one glass was 1, but then you took whatever else in your pocket that you have left over from your stuff and spent 20% of it.
Okay.
My pants don't have pockets.
Yeah, whatever.
They're women's pants. They don't have pockets.
This is true. Anyway. So that would be
10 seconds, y'all. Someone needs something. Oh. Hey, actually, we're let's take a 5-minute break really quick after Freya finishes his roll. So yeah,
well, I'm just doing math at this point, so it's okay.
Okay, do math. Come back. I'm gonna put us on the BRB screen.
Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong. I'm dividing what I'm supposed to be timesing 0.2. Awesome.
Math.
Not too poor. We're good.
Speak for yourself.
I was speaking for myself. That was it. That was me speaking for myself.
Oh, I thought you said we're not that poor. I was like, man, I have managed to miss both of the last 2 payouts.
Don't worry, we have gold and platinum for you. I grabbed a very large portion.
Oh, nice.
I dumped rotten fish for you.
I mean,
Just remember that.
it technically wasn't rotten.
No, they were rotten. They died. They only
How
had
could-
they only had X amount of oxygen for X amount of time.
Yeah, but that would mean that they die, but their state wouldn't have changed inside the bag of holding.
Ooh, that's true. They were just dead fish. Cold
Fresh dead fish,
fish.
but dead fish.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. That's a good point.
Wait, who here doesn't have to breathe?
Me.
And
I think the robot guy too. Yeah, Warforged don't breathe.
so you guys could hide inside a bag of holding.
I mean, I could, but I can hide anywhere. That's
That-
not blinding light.
True.
The only issue with that is that the neck of the bag of holding doesn't open large enough to put the robot in.
This is also true. Whereas
oh,
I can
yeah.
slip into an inch of space.
Bugbear?
All right, friends. I've sort of kind of returned. How about you?
My dude.
We never left.
My God.
Oh, someone pull out the snub nose. We got John Lennon on screen.
Yeah. Don't shoot me. Not again.
No promises. Sometimes I have these urges.
That's apple juice, right?
Negative. This is West Bottoms. It is from the West Bottoms in Kansas City. It is a locally distilled bourbon.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yes. I'll contact them and see if they want to sponsor us. We'll see.
Bro, could you imagine? I'd be super hype. Pay me to
Don't worry
drink on
about
screen. Let's go.
I'm about to start making mead. It's all right. We don't need.
Related to this, I am absolutely going to be joining Thrud in drinking and testing my drinking mask.
Okay. Oh, the good decision mask?
Yeah.
Don't. The good decision mask says don't drink that drink. In your head, actively, it's like don't do it.
And then all you hear in your head is Thrud's voice saying, "You should enjoy one of these. They're delicious."
Join me on my quest for vengeance. So,
then I do not drink it. If my
Okay.
mask says don't drink it, then don't drink it.
but that doesn't stop you from drinking a whole bunch of other alcohol.
Yes.
This what I'm listening.
How much for, I don't know, dwarven whiskey? That's got to be a thing.
I'd say that I'm sure there's some kind of dwarven whiskey to be made. How much are you trying to drink? Again, the 50 gold will cover a good amount of most stuff.
I am trying to drink enough to test the mask. It was advertised to me as it makes you make good decisions even when blackout drunk. So
Step 1, take off the mask, because as soon as you start thinking you should drink more than it can handle, it says, stop! Don't do it, please! Those are words that are you hearing your own voice in your head just echoing, don't do it! This is a poor decision! Stop doing what you're doing! Then you take the mask off, and the thoughts stop. So, I'm going to need you to roll a Constitution check. And basically cover for that first round O drinks, which is probably somewhere in the range of about 10.
that is 18.
Okay, so you pass your first set. Roll again. Another 10 drinks go by. You're about halfway through the barrel you've ordered.
Yes, that is a 6.
There you
Total.
go. Somewhere in the middle of those next 10 shots, you lose it. But go ahead and make an intelligence save to see if you remember to put on your mask before you pass out blackout drunk.
Do I have advantage since I have advantage against poisons?
You have advantage because this is your first actual roll. But
I
also,
love
yes,
wasting those rolls on drinking.
it's not wasting. This is a good time to use it.
Yeah.
But
That would
it's
be a
wasting
critical.
because he's gonna get wasted.
Hey, so you put it on just in time. So like you're like mass drink out. You will actually save Freya a little bit of sadness. Freya, go ahead and reduce that gold you spent down to 10% instead of 20.
Awesome.
Drinking buddies for the win.
That's basically what occurs. You get blackout drunk at the same time she takes her drink, and you guys head out for adventure of the night together. It's debauchery. Again, Freya unfortunately loses her dignity and a fond memory. But keeps most of her stuff. Mostly thanks to you being like, hey, don't talk to that person. Hey, stay over here. We're hunting rats, not real people. Please don't kill these people. They don't deserve it. Every once in a while, you'll take off your mask to scare people and then put it back on. It's terrifying. The town is over here just having a real bad time. And you both will wake up in the city center, kind of just covered in something, not feeling great. The hangover for both of you is, let's roll D12 and see how bad it is. 1 good, 12 bad. 7. So, it's not the worst hangover you've experienced in your life. Probably you, have.
Probably worse what you experienced.
For the robot man, because this is probably the first hangover you've ever had as a robot person.
That's true. How do you have a hangover with just a skull? I'm just holding my
You
phone.
feel like you have a face again, and it hurts. Freya, you've probably been this drunk before. This is college years drunk, just like you regretted whatever happened last night, and you probably won't speak of it again. The dwarf, though, that's with you guys is definitely going to talk about the night forever. Best day ever for him. New best friends. They took him out all night. They paid for all of his drinks. Debauchery was had. Fantastic. I'm going to cut scene from you because that's a perfect transition. Huh?
Perfect.
What's that dwarf's name? I'm adding him to my friends.
His last name is Thumblebeard. First name is Craig. Spelled with a K. That did not help. Turn the thing off. There we go. So, Craig Thundlebeard is your new drinking buddy friend in town. He lives on the lower levels. He happens to be an exotic animal shipper. But we'll cut scene to the other people really quick before I continue the fun bits of our story. Anyone else do debauchery / enjoyment, so on and so forth?
I think that's everybody. Everybody's done a thing.
Fulgash is not, for sure.
Profi's useless.
Profi is just enjoying himself in the this is like normal for him. Like he's just back home for a little bit. Except for it's got a little bit of an elvish flair.
Like the idea that Profi sees these two fucking like hop out a window.
I'm gonna roll 2 times. Once for a perception check to see if I see you guys sneaking out just looking totally trashed.
The answer's no.
The answer is very much yes. That was a critical.
Oh, okay.
You guys ran through Profi's room before you took off. There was no way I'm missing you. Just ransacked where I was sleeping. I was laying down on the couch, just eating some grapes with some hot ladies there. Everything's great. And then you
just
two
hop out your fucking window.
Just smash through my room, knock these poor ladies over, jump out my window, and I'm just like, I took a 6 though. I'm like, it's a Tuesday, I guess. Just, I'll check on them in a while. So Profi will find you eventually. Fulgash though, what are you doing? You haven't done anything fun yet.
I took my bath and cleaned all my gear.
Yeah, so
Then
this is
I
assuming you
sleep.
guys took all that time to do all that. You go to sleep?
Yep.
All right, you sleep. Good job. Healthy
There's
boy?
no cute half orcs. I'm not interested.
We're an ash, but okay. So, you guys do all that. Marzex, in the middle of the night, there's a knock at your door. And it is not from the 2 drunkards who are being chased around by Profi.
Is there a peephole? This fancy door.
Let me roll. Yes, but there's no one that you can see on the other side.
I turn into a shadow form, and I slink past about 30 feet to the next nearest shadow. That's kind of sort of ish away from the door and see if I see a person.
You do so, and as you slink out the room, you feel a boot crush your would-be shadow form. Just instantaneous, like it was ready. And you pop up into your regular form. Doesn't do enough damage to do any actual damage, but kicks you out of your form.
Okay.
And standing before you is the very grumpy-looking paladin, and he is now dressed in armor. It seems to be like appear on him almost out of nothing, right? You saw his face for a second, and then a face mask covered it out of nowhere. And he looks down at you and picks you up by the scruff of your neck, because he is a little bit taller than you are. Looks you in your would-be eyes and says, "All right, undead. Explain yourself. Why are you in my city?" I've read your letter, and it doesn't make a lot of sense.
What seems to not make sense? The history that you probably lived through, considering how old the lady is, and if you're her father.
Alright, you overheard things you probably weren't supposed to, or at least not understand. How old do you think I am?
I don't know. At least over 900.
You would be correct. Do you have any idea of who I actually am? You have any idea?
Besides potentially her father? I don't know. I have some weird feeling that you have some ties to fighting some gods. You got some strong paladin vibes with your armor set.
He looks at you and says, "You have no idea the trouble you're asking for in your letter. It was decided long before you were around, or at least how long I think you were around, that the Imperials were the best choice for the most people. I do not like them, let that be clear. but their rule has improved more lives than it has hurt. So far.
Okay. And you think this will continue considering the state of the Union and how power crazed most of the siblings are?
Well, tell me about the sibling you protect. I know not about any of them personally, though my daughter did not seem to feel Profi is dangerous isn't the right word. Power hungry, I believe is what she said.
Yes, he I would not claim him to be power hungry. He wants what one would say would be the better good. He wants to be a hero, like a hero of old.
You know,
One
the heroes of old led to the imperial rule. You sure that's what he actually wants? Or did she just want the legends that they left behind?
I think he wants what would be better for the land as opposed to what would be better for oneself.
Alright, Marzex. Duskbringer. I'll give this boy a chance. But understand, if he messes up, I will end him and the rest of the royal line, whatever's left of them. If he even survives. I don't know, I haven't fully decided yet. But I'll make a visit near the next, say 20 years. I'll come back and make a visitation and give an evaluation. So I expect you and your little friends to be in charge by then.
Okay, so 20 years. Would there be any way of assistance within this
Of course
time
not.
period?
Why would you
Okay.
need my assistance? If he's truly meant to rule the appropriate way, he'll do so without overwhelming power. And that is all I represent.
Understood. You got a heavy foot, I'll say that.
That was but a toe.
Okay. Would you like for me to relay this or keep this as my own personal note?
I'll leave that to you. Just know his life is in your hands as you are making an oral bargain with me.
Understood. It is better than a oral argument against you. Or a regular one.
Neither of which you would survive. Unfortunately for most people, I don't argue with my words.
Well, then I suppose I am lucky. I will take your warning with heed. I appreciate you taking the time to stop by an old bag of bones.
Shakes his head. It's despicable what your family did to you, by the way.
It was what they considered at the time for the greater good.
And
To
see
serve
where it leads
will
you.
be destroyed.
All the people that claim for the greater good only mess things up more. As a warning, though I may not help, there may be others that are overly eager to do so. Be careful of their help.
Avoid overly eager help.
There's always a heavy price for those that want it quickly, shall we say.
Okay.
He goes, I will give you one thing, Marzex. Takes out a small crystalline object from his pocket and hands it to you. Inside the crystalline object looks to be a symbol, some kind of family crest, something along those lines. He says, if you break this crystal intentionally, someone will come and help you. Can't guarantee it'll be me, but someone.
Yeah, that's not foreboding or anything.
Marzex, go ahead and roll an Arcana check on this item really quick to see what you can piece together about it.
Okay, just one moment.
Excuse me, sorry.
I got a what's Arcana based off of?
Intelligence?
Okay, then I just got a solid 18.
Okay, so from what you can tell, this seems to be a similar composition to a phylactery.
Okay. I know this well.
Which is why I let you roll for it. The armor that he was wearing seems to disappear, almost falling off like scales, and he shakes his arm. He's a very broad man, even for an old man. He sets you down and says, I'm going to be leaving now. I'm not going to wish you good luck, because I honestly don't care for these two leases, but... He grumpily stumbles away. Cutscene to the next morning. You guys wake up and the thing are relatively clean besides the gunk that's on your heads. Your friend is standing next to you, and in the crowd, not far away, is a very disappointed looking Profi.
You can't say shit. It was fun. Whatever happened.
Hey,
Under the mask
huh?
most of the time.
Yeah, it was pretty much on all night. I think you took it off to scare some kids a couple times.
Oh, you were watching us?
Yeah, someone had to.
Okay, good. Then we didn't do anything too terribly dumb, or else other people would be dead.
About that, there's a chicken in the market that is turning people into stone, and it's pretty much the three of y'all's fault.
Sounds like it
3?
was a lot of fun.
Huh?
3?
Yeah, he points at the dwarf.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty sure it was
Wait a
his.
second.
Pretty sure it
Can
was
I do
his
an
chicken.
EQ check on the chicken?
Sure, except for you're at your hotel room along with Fulgash and Barrymore.
Damn it.
So what the fuck is that chicken doing there? Craig?
He goes, "Oh, don't tell me. How big is the chicken?" And I go, "I don't know. It's like the size of a house." He says, "That's no chicken. That's the Lord Gobbler. Stop it quickly before it destroys everything."
Oh shit. Okay. Fuck, let's go. I pat my sides, making sure I got my swords on me.
I just want you to note my previous players' faces. Every year, boys. Every goddamn year. Oh, sorry. All right. It's so off. I've used it so often. I have the stats memorized. I hope you all know.
This is disgusting.
All right. Let me switch the camera around so you guys have a thing to stare at. Now, the other three of you have been alerted by the screams and yells of the civilians, and you made your way to the quote-unquote arena, where the Lord Gobbler is presently causing havoc. I gotta find a mini that will be appropriate for. We're gonna use this little dragon because technically they are large creatures. They're not huge, but it's a really big chicken, or in this case, a giant turkey. And for the cockatrices it's summoning, I'm gonna give. They're gonna show up as the tokens. They should all be red.
No, there's a bunch of cockatrice fish.
There's
So-
a bunch of cockatrices.
My
Good mythical
character.
morning.
Say what?
Good mythical morning. The cockatrice.
Hey, that's copyrighted. We can't say that. Don't say that. Don't get us banned, please.
I'm sure red and
It's not copyrighted. It's trademark. Also, they can't do anything when it's in reference. Trust me, I know.
Oh,
Okay.
I was gonna say, just as a side note for you guys that probably don't know, Freya here has her own podcast, right? That does kind of sort of what we do.
I got my own D&D stream. I try to have it every Sunday. It's the Gilded Nook on YouTube. We got a bunch of backup stuff. The stream's less quality than this, but that's mainly because it's more for my own note taking. Because I'm terrible at taking notes, so I like to be able to hop back and be like, "Oh, what did Gobbly sound like?"
Yeah.
And I can just get the voice back.
See, that's good that you do voices and care about them. Ask these guys, how often do I do good voices?
Never, because there's a
Every session. F you. No.
Let's just point
Go
out
back.
that you have a voice
You
changer
did
for a
do character
reason.
cards
This is true.
Before.
This is true. This is true. Say what? Sorry. What'd you
got
say?
a voice changer for a reason because you suck.
Tell me how you feel, friends.
You
Honestly,
used to use character cards, didn't you?
I used to do. So I used to have a little card that I would put on my head, so you know if it was me speaking or the character speaking, which I should still have, honestly, but I don't know where I put my hat after the last event, so I would pick that up later. It's in one of the stuff and the things around here. I just gotta find it. All right, ladies and gents, there are 5 cockatrices and 1 Lord Gobbler. The cockatrices are basically chickens. They're a little bit bigger than regular chickens, but not by much. Their terrifying bit is if they stare you in the eyes, you turn to stone, as they have done so to several civilians around the market, and they seem to be chasing people ferociously. You can see the remnants of your friend's cart over here in the corner. Not that you can actually see it on screen because of the light, but whatever, there's a cart over there. You guys all enter from the same direction. The giant Lord Gobbler is standing there in front of you. Roll your initiatives.
woo,
That's a big chicken.
It's a big chicken.
that's a
See the
big.
size of that chicken?
What is my?
Glad somebody else got that reference.
20.
20 total?
Nat 20.
Nice, you're going first, baby.
Got a 17 total.
At 20?
Lord Barrymore had a 20 even, or 20 nat.
Yeah.
got
More?
If you were to add dexterity to that, it would have been a 24.
Okay, somebody else give me a number. Full gash.
5.
We're going slow today, boys.
I got a 17.
Um,
Not so
I'm
slow.
going on
what's your
10. Oh, you're doing initiative tracking. In that case, I go on 10, not 5.
Okay, full gash is on 10. Thrud, what's your dex?
It's a +2, dexterity of 15.
Okay, re-roll.
Why?
Because you're competing with me, because I also have a +2 and got a 17. So we
Yeah,
gotta find out.
you guys can just decide between yourselves really quick.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
do you want
mean,
to go first, or do you want the tank to go first?
Bless you.
it doesn't really matter to me because I am hard to hit and do a lot of damage. So
Yeah, both of you are that, so. Alright,
So,
the cockatrices go on 6. The Lord Gobbler goes on 25. And the handy dandy Rogue of Doom goes on a total of 5. Oh wait,
that's
actually,
Profi?
Profi. I take that back. It might be a 6. It is a 6. I go on 6 now.
Okay, Marzex, what's yours?
7.
Okay, who goes faster, the cockatrices or Profi?
Profi. We'll say Profi.
Okay, so initiative order is as follows. First is Lord Barrymore, then is the Gobbler, then is Thrud, then myself, then Fulgash, Marzex, Profi, and Cockatrices.
And at the end of the round, there will be civilians, and I will narrate their effects, but I'm not putting them on the board because I don't want to.
Okay. Let's start combat with Lord Barrymore. Also, can we get a little bit more light on the top of, or the bottom of that map?
Over here.
Yes. 'cause I can't see
Okay.
squares or anything.
How's that?
That's better.
I will
That
use
was-
my.
Is that
Oh.
good or worse? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I think you just turned off a light.
I did, but mostly to clear up over here so you can't see my fingers.
No, that light was lighting up the characters so I could see who was who.
Oh.
Thank you. That is much better.
Well, I mean, I was gonna turn that off and just change this other light to a white light instead of yellow light. See how it goes. That's the wrong button. Is that too bright?
It's too bright for the bottom half of the map, but it's pretty good for the rest of it.
How's that?
Yeah, that's good. Keep that. Do
Okay.
that.
Okay, yellow and white. Check. Okay. Next. First. Barry, you're right here.
I'll use my action to use my Radiant Soul racial ability.
Okay, you got them wings?
I will fly 30 feet straight up. And I'll use my bonus action to quicken a see, they're spread out farther than 10 feet, aren't they?
Yes, actually.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I'll use a.
That was a good job on my part.
Dang it. Could have nuked him. But, yeah, I'll
Please.
use a.
Please nuke him. I'm begging you.
I'm going to have to do the Hulk cover fire thing. I'll use a 5th level slot for Scorching Ray.
Okay.
And I'll target the Lord Gobbler twice. So that's 2, 3, 4. Wait, no. It's 6, 7, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Each of them once.
Okay.
And the Lord Gobbler. Yes, each of them once.
And the Lord
now,
Gobbler
and-
twice or just once?
Just once. I did the math wrong. Just once. Do you want me to roll each of these separate, or is it okay to make one roll?
You're targeting different enemies, so they all need their own save. So all of them need to be different rolls. If you were targeting all your shots on one of them, I would say roll one time. But since there's
Right.
multiple targets, they all get their own roll.
Okay. I will go clockwise, starting on the Lord Gobbler.
Okay.
All right. So 22.
22 hits.
All right. And that'll be 3 fire damage plus 10 radiant.
Okay, as you do so, how much fire damage did you just do?
3. Just 3.
Just 3. Well, remember, they combo together, so it's total damage.
Oh, together, fire and radiant is 13.
Okay, so you do 13 points of fire damage. As the flesh cooks off the Lord Gobbler, it is replaced by a perfume that covers the market. Go ahead, and everyone must make a DC 13 Constitution save.
Is this a poison?
It is not. Well, I mean, sort of, kind of. It's sleep magic.
26.
Oh, that
Okay, you're good.
tryptophan. Who knew?
What if you're immune to spells that cannot put you to sleep?
Nat 20.
Then you cannot be put to sleep by this. So no effect
Damn.
on you.
17.
Okay, you pass.
Jordan got a nat 20 with a
You're-
total of
you're good.
27.
You're good. If this is a pass or suck save, so if you pass, you're good. Unfortunately, it's cumulative. Waha.
That is in. What is the check?
13. Constitution.
No. What's the Constitution?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a 21.
You're good.
But I think I have advantage on that particular check. I have advantage against poisons. I'm immune to disease. I do not eat, sleep, drink, or breathe.
Well, then you might want to hold your breath. No, in all
Okay.
honesty, you're probably going to take this first one because you wouldn't know to hold your breath.
I don't have breath. I don't breathe. There is no lungs.
Oh, well then you don't need to worry about a save, friend.
Oh.
This is something you breathe in. It's literal magic touching your body, but you definitely have to breathe it in. Specifically part of the spell.
Ah.
You notice that several of the civilians go into a frenzy and attack nearby cockatrices. They don't seem to be doing much damage, but they seem to be trying to bite off their, feathers and beaks and whatnot.
Jeez. What crazy.
They have become ravenous.
The ravenous horde preventing us from using AoE spells because we don't want to kill innocent people.
Solid choice. I wasn't going to bring that up until Barrymore murdered everybody.
Well, I tend to get murdery sometimes for random reasons.
Speaking of, you want to give me your numbers on the other things that you attack? Because they have their own things.
Okay.
The Lord Gobbler is the only one with the special sleepy effect.
Next one from Gobbler clockwise.
Yep.
14.
Hits, not...
Okay. 7 fire damage.
Except not a lot of damage.
Yeah. All right. Next.
Let me clarify that statement. It doesn't seem to do as much damage as you think it should.
Oh. Okay. Next is 24.
Hits.
And that is 8 damage.
Again, you hit it. It's a good hit, but it doesn't seem to do as much damage as you think it should.
I should have led with that new wand. Nat 20.
You critical! Double max damage? Or sorry, roll an extra set of dice, so 4d whatever. And the story effect.
It's 8 damage altogether. 2 3s and 2 1s.
Wow, that's rough.
I know.
So as you hit this one with the fire, you see it kind of just like absorb the heat that you threw at it, and it seems to be engulfing some of the magic into itself. Doesn't seem to be healing it or anything, but it's definitely negating quite a bit of your damage. And it didn't seem to matter that it was radiant or fire.
Okay. Next is 22.
Hits.
And 5 damage.
Okay, again, doesn't hit quite as strong.
Next one is 16. And
also
9
hits.
damage.
Again, not
Yes.
quite as strong.
Oof. All right, that's my turn.
All right, you did a solid bit of damage to all of them. You're pew 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 pew. And then there were some things, and the civilians went crazy. And it's the Gobbler's turn, yeah?
Yes.
The Gobbler doesn't even have to move because you guys are all in line of sight. So I'm gonna roll a 1d6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sound fair?
Sure.
For its first action, number 6, the Mummy. Mummy, you make eye contact with the Gobbler. Make a Wisdom saving throw. Sorry,
Oh, no.
Constitution. Constitution, my bad.
Oh, okay, that's not that bad. Total of 15.
Total of 15 is a failure, actually.
Darn.
So, you start to freeze solid in place as half of your body is encased in stone.
Okay.
The Gobbler sits where he's at, and then looks at number 1, the wizard flying in the air. He looks up at you, and instead of being hit by a piercing gaze of stone, you get hit by a piercing gaze of fire. Lasers shoot out of this thing's eyes. It is rolling at advantage to hit you because you're in the air. Oh, hey.
Doodle do.
I had to change some of the stats for the people that have played against this thing before. Spice it up a little bit. High number was 19 plus pluses.
As a reaction, I'll use shield, but it only brings it up to a 22.
Okay, that still makes this a
So-
hit then.
as a reaction, when another creature you can see within 60 feet is hit by an attack roll, you can force the attacker to re-roll the d20 and use the new roll. So I'm going to, as a
using-
reaction, use Runic Shield to make that guy re-roll.
Okay, rolling at advantage for the second time.
Wait, question.
Yes.
That was my first roll, wasn't it? So does that mean I get advantage?
That was his first roll since staying in the hotel.
I don't see why not.
What? It literally doesn't matter. I got a 13 twice. So plus 2.
It's meant to be.
You were meant to be part of Stony. You're a little stoned. It's
You said
okay.
you got a +1 bonus to something, didn't you?
No. You
From
just
being in
got
the
the
hotel?
advantage roll. That was the advantage
Oh,
roll you
damn
just got.
Oh.
Okay.
So
Damn.
let's see if we're able to knock down his advantage.
Okay, so total of 22 with the reroll,
Okay.
which still hits even with shield, right? Because it was 22, not 23.
What's the shield give you, brother? The AC?
Oh,
With it?
it brings it up to a 22.
Yeah, so he still
Damn.
hits. So
I
you're
tried.
you're hit with a flaming laser. Don't worry,
Ouch.
it's not that strong. Total of 15 points of damage.
It's not that strong, he says.
You're also a source, a spellcaster. So you take any point of damage, it hurts.
Yeah.
Look, most
This
of
is
us are
true.
over 80, right? At this point?
78.
Okay, you're close. You can get hit like 6 more times with something that's strong. I rolled mid on both of those rolls. Could be way worse.
All right.
Okay, that's its
Is that
turn.
Gobbler's turn?
Yep, it did its 2 things. He gets
Okay,
2
number
actions.
3 is
Thrud!
Thread is gonna bonus action Giant's Might.
Okay.
Which makes me go from being a medium-sized creature to a large-sized creature.
All right, you're as tall as the turkey.
And I run up to it, pulling both swords out, and I'm gonna make some attack.
Okay, what's your speed? I don't think you can.
My speed is 30.
Okay, so you cannot reach him. You can go.
Oh.
You can go about that far. You're not super far away, but you're not
Okay,
quite there.
That's all right. If that's the case, then I will hold my action for whenever something runs up to me. I'm going to
Make
go
an attack.
a smack.
Now, I will have you clarify that wording because there are civilians running around that move at the end of the turn.
Okay. When a cockatrice or the big boy, if they come towards me.
All right. Noted. Just know that wording on held actions is very specific. Just for future reference. Wahaha. Okay, you're good. Next.
next character?
Yes, please.
That would be me.
It is you.
We are going to rage is a bonus action, right?
Correct.
Yeah, we're gonna bonus action rage.
Okay, roll
and
your
that's gonna
d6
give us a
or d8. Sorry.
10. Here's my little mini 8. 3. What is a 3?
I don't know.
An intangible spirit, which looks like a flump or pixie. It's going to be a flump. Appears within 5 feet of one creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet. At the end of your current turn, that spirit will explode, and each creature within 5 feet of it must make a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 force damage. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again, summoning another spirit on each of your turns as a bonus action. Okay, so obviously it's going to appear behind the Lord Gobbler.
Do you want to move first before you do that?
Lord.
You want to move first so you're within range? Because it's within 30 feet,
So
right?
this happens in order. So it
Okay.
has to happen as soon as I rage.
Right. But what I'm saying is, would you have moved first and then raged?
I cannot do my instinct pounce until I rage.
Yeah, but at where you're currently at, you're more than 30 feet away from the Lord Gobbler. So the only creatures you can attach that flump to are us.
Then I will move to exactly 30 feet.
Okay, well, 25 because you have an ally in the way. Or do you mean 30
and-
feet away from the gobbler?
Yeah, 30 feet away from the gobbler.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay.
30 feet away from the gobbler's back. Because it has to appear behind it.
Okay, so you move 20 feet forward, basically.
Yes, and then I will jump another 20 feet to instinct pounce the gobbler.
Okay, as you do so, there's a front behind him. I'm not going to mark the front because it explodes the same round, but we know it's there.
It explodes the same round.
What's his save it has to make?
The save that it has to make is... I have it written down on here.
It's going to save. I can pretty much guarantee it.
Okay, then it saves. It doesn't take one.
I rolled an 18 and it has pluses.
Yeah. But I am going to make a double psychic great axe attack.
Double psychic great. You popped out a second one and swung it at the same time? You can make a psychic copy now? You a soul blade. Or sorry, not soul blade. What's the fighter that can an Echo Knight? You took a class in Echo Knight so you can have a buddy all the time. Dubs.
Actually, this is like the worst rolls I've ever had. I hate these new dice. We're going with a 16 to hit and an 18 to hit.
The 18 hits, the 16 misses. As the 18 hits, you barely go through its rough feathers, and as you swing the second time, it kind of just grazes off. You hit it, but it doesn't do any damage.
Both times?
No, the second time. The first time you hit.
Okay. First time I hit. Okay. So let's grab Lady 12.
Lady 12.
Ooh, a 10. So that is going to be 14, 15, 16, 17. That is going to be 17 damage, and we are going to activate the Great Axe.
Okay.
And terrify this turkey.
Okay. I have bad news for you.
Yes?
It is immune to fear effects.
It is immune to fear effect.
Correct.
That's new, but okay. Understandable. Can I still roll to see what fails?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
How intimidating I was to the rest of the world?
Right.
That is a terrible wasted roll of a 19. So 19 plus 11, that would be a 30, my friend.
Wow. If it wasn't immune, it would have pooped its non-existent pants.
Lays an
Gosh damn, I wasted a 30 roll. A 30?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If it makes you feel better, the cockatrices can't be frightened either.
A 30, my friend. I wasted a 30.
Turkeys are too dumb to be scared.
More or less, that is 100% the justification behind this.
Or they're just like geese and they don't care. They just come to eat your butt.
We're gonna go if they don't care.
This is more of this is a trained turkey. Again, there's a reason behind the modifications to the classic Lord Gobbler.
Yes. Also, I've never played against Lord Gobbler. I hope you understand I've missed every Thanksgiving session for 8 years.
Well, congratulations. You now get to fight the extreme Lord Gobbler.
Next is Full Gash.
Full Gash! You got a bit to run.
An out of character question for a mechanical question.
Okay.
I have this saddle of pacification.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a dumbass and didn't record the notes on what it does, but I seem to remember that if you put it on an animal, it pacifies the animal.
Yes, but it is currently on your elephant.
Oh, no, why?
Because your elephant was a dick. And this was the easiest way to calm him down.
Why was my elephant a dick?
Mm-hmm. I don't
If I
remember. That
remember
was
correctly,
several sessions ago.
I rolled really well on animal handling, and mine wasn't the one that was the dick.
Okay, would it make you feel better if you put it on Profi's? So Profi's elephant wasn't a dick, because I'm pretty sure it's on an elephant. You can argument die if you want.
No,
But
that's
mechanically,
fine.
if you're trying to put it on the big boy, it will not fit. The cockatrices maybe, but it would look ridiculous.
All right. So, where am I at over here?
You are right here, right in the center.
All right. So I'm going to take a dash action
Okay.
to get up next to Kettle.
Okay, so you dash through your allies, and you're right next to Kettle, which is right next to the Gobbler.
Cool. And I'm going to attack the Gobbler.
Thread, you feel a very angry half-orc run between your legs as he goes up next to his friend. Take that how you will. Because you were tall
Who
now.
I just recently realized that we're the same height, so...
Wait, you're the same height?
Me and Kettle? Yeah, he's 6 foot. I'm 6'1".
Oh, no. I was talking about Thread.
Oh, God, no.
Thread is like 16 feet tall currently.
No. Me and Kettle are the same height.
Yes, you are.
He weighs twice as much as I do, but we're the same height.
Tall boys.
I
Tall
really
boys.
2 to 4, 5, 6 times as much as I do. It's fine.
I weigh
All right.
450 pounds.
We're going to attack
Okay.
this mighty glaive.
Okay. Your glaive is poisonous, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. That would be a nat 20, sir.
Hey, I'll take a nat 20. You want to do it again?
Yeah, I want to do it again. But that's a 19, not a 20.
You need to get that level in Barbarian that allows you to insta-crit.
Yeah, it's like level 18.
Telling you, dude.
though.
Yeah, there's a feat for it. We'll make something up. It'll be great.
There's a feat for it. Either way, so a nat 20 and a 29 total.
Both of those hit
with the
solidly.
19. All right.
So
we're going to roll damage for the D.
Don't forget your access special properties when you critical with it.
My glaive does? No, it doesn't.
It gets all the extra dice.
Oh, yeah, no, it does. And with Great Weapon Master, I can also use my bonus action to attack again after critting.
Correct.
So I can roll a third attack.
Correct.
Uh, 21.
Also hits.
All right. So.
I mean, to be fair, the Gobbler has a good amount of health, but Folgash has a very sharp blade.
Yes. For the critical attack, we're going to roll 3d10.
Three d10 plus your d4s. And a story effect. Friend, would you like your story effect to be attached to a body part?
Yes, I feel like this is going to be a considerable amount of damage.
Left arm, which I'm going to say left wing.
All right. Um. Eight. Sorry, math is super hard for me right now.
It's
So
all good.
the critical attack does 26 points of damage.
Solid schwack. So as your first blade comes down, the Lord Gobbler goes to defend itself by covering it the attack with its wings as it's done for basically all the other attacks, but you find the joint and hit it just perfectly, slicing in between where the joint and the bone connect and popping it out of place. You hear what's the word for sound? An audible. There it was.
Audible.
Thank you. That was a word. An audible pop. It pops. You hear the pop. The Lord Gobbler screams mightily, and you see that its arm has gone limp. You will know that its flight has been disabled, basically.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about.
It dislocated its arm or its wing.
Oh. 10 and
And damage on all the other things.
13 and the other 2 attacks do 31 damage total.
Total between the two of them, or a piece?
Yep. No, the complete total between the 2 of them,
Okay.
31 damage.
You do so. It's a solid blows across the board. As you hit, though, the Gobbler is going to take its one legendary action and stare at you. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, buddy. Uh, 10, but if it's a failed save, I can re-roll it once per day.
I would re-roll it then, for sure.
Uh, 23.
Much better. All right, so as it stares at you, you start to feel as if your legs are freezing, but your combat reflexes take over and you close your eyes like a smart boy. So the effect does not take place. Marzex, as a bonus for you, for this action to occur, your stone seems to have lightened, so breaking out of it will be considerably easier.
Okay. Nice. Is it my turn now?
I don't know. Who's next?
Next up is Marzex.
It is your turn. So, currently in your stoned form, your speed is 0.
Okay. Am I still conscious? Like, could
Yes.
I technically cast a spell through my familiar?
Of course, you could do all the things you can do. You're just stuck in your spot. But like I said, do you think it would be relatively, well, I wouldn't say easy, but doable to break out of your stone holding you in place?
Do I think that if I don't actively break out of it, then I will just further solidify?
That would probably be a smart assumption.
This is shameful. There's still 5 cockatrices.
There are, which are the real threat. You guys are worried about the Lord Gobbler. You got to deal with the cockatrices before they turn you all to stone.
So I will forego saving myself this round.
Okay.
And through my familiar, which can grow its own mouth out of its hand, due to the familiar feats that I have with the warlock, invocations, I'm going to cast a spell through my familiar.
Okay, because I'm being lazy, your familiar is going to be your magic hand.
Yes.
Where do you want him at?
Put him right in the middle of all of them.
Okay, so he's on top of some statues.
Yep. And it will cast Steel Wind Strike at all of the little guys.
With what weapon?
With the dagger that was on my head.
I have to have a weapon to use this spell.
Yes. You can have the dagger on my head.
Yeah, but then we'd have to fly from. Oh, okay. So summon it. It grabs your dagger as a command or whatever, and then it flies 40 feet. We'll get it right here, and then I guess you don't necessarily need movement speed to activate Steel and Strike. So we're fine. You just don't get to be from the top of the statue.
Yeah, I don't get to be in a cool spot.
What is the movement speed so I can count it out and make sure it's good? It should be, but I just want to make sure.
From
Say
there.
what?
30 feet from the hand. It's 40
Yep.
foot movement speed.
Okay, so
The hand.
1, 2. Sorry, 1, 2. 3,
But you don't
4.
have to. No, it doesn't have to hit targets. Like it's a ranged attack. It just has to be within 30 feet of all the enemies to hit them.
Okay, you're good.
Okay.
Again, from my understanding of the spell, you're supposed to move with it because you're supposed to be like moving really, really fast.
No, you choose. It says you can teleport to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of one of the targets. It does not force you to move between targets.
Okay.
But
we have this
I have.
every time. Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm reading the spell.
Where do you want to end your thing next to? Because you do have to move within
I'm
5 feet.
next to the last enemy that's alive.
You could
So
go
I
full
got-
circle and be next to cockatrice.
I assume
mean-
a 12 does not hit cockatrice.
Correct.
Okay. I assume an 18 does though.
It does. You are correct.
Okay, so 4 of my attacks hit. And then
On the big boy.
it deals. That's 10. Wow, this is really shitty. That's 11. So 11, 21 plus 2. 23 points of damage.
Okay. As your magical attack attacks all the cockatrices, it doesn't seem to hit as strong as you would expect. But it does still do good damage.
It's force damage as well.
It's magic, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Melee spell attack. But yeah. I just didn't know force damage mattered.
It does, but not in a good way.
But that is I do not believe there's really a whole lot else I can do at the moment.
That was pretty effective.
Besides
To be honest,
brace myself.
these cockatrices are all technically bloodied. I'll tell you that. Alright, is it my turn?
Yes, it is Profi's turn.
Profi! Says they're so far away. So I'm going to move my speed forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to use my bonus action and one of my handy dandy what are they called? Psionic powered blade things. So I'm gonna roll a D8 to see how far I can teleport as I throw my psionic blade. Because that's a thing I can do. I can go 35 feet away. So I eat this dagger 35 feet in some direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I end up next to this cockatrice, which is next to Younger's hand, which is important for me because it gives me the advantage to sneak attack if I do hit. It is magical though. That's annoying. Alright, anyway, I stab at this thing. Not at advantage, but just as a poke to poke. 19 plus pluses definitely hits. I'm going to activate my sneak attack, which is 5d6. Plus my regular d8. Plus pluses. One more dice. Give me a dice. That's a lot of ones. Alright, 2 1s, a 2, a 4, and 2 5s. So that's 18. Plus 4, 22 points of damage. And just like all the other magical users that have hit these cockatrices, I don't seem to hit this thing as hard as I think I should have. But it is hard enough to finish it off. The damages it has already received. As I do so, you'll notice the remaining cockatrices give me the face. And I am scared. That is my turn. I've used my bonus action, my move action, and my action. That's it, boys. That's all I got.
Then after Profi is the cockatrices.
Why'd you say it like that? So, cockatrices are going to shove off the civilians that are nomming on them. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2.
How many dead civilians is that? And
Uh,
how many attempts do the cockatrices use? Or do they use a disengage action?
that's a solid question. I'm going to say they do not care about the damage that the civilians can make against them, though. None of them have
Even
sentinel.
bloodied and not smart enough to be made fearful?
Correct. That's why they're not worried about the things biting at them and clawing at them. The civilians aren't doing enough damage to get past their thick hides. Again, they're using their teeth and their hands and whatnot. Again, again, that's why they're not on the board. They're not that board. They're yada yada.
Okay.
They're there for story.
Okay, I was gonna argument die if they were even doing 1 damage a piece. That these things are so dumb they would see the immediate threat. But
You know what? You want to use it? That'd be a good
I
time.
don't want to use it.
Okay.
Because they're not doing damage. If they were doing damage, then I would absolutely use that argument die. But if
You
they
can
aren't doing
you
any
can
damage,
use the argument die to say the civilian should be at least attempting to do 1 point of damage.
I'll do that. I'll use the argument die to say that. That sounds reasonable.
Okay.
Because, yeah, biting does damage.
I 100% agree. Again, I just had them there for story effect. But if you want to argue, we shall argue. I was rock. You were scissors. You crushed.
I'm orange, my friend.
Sorry, I will keep my roll and re-roll yours. Sorry. I know. Who's blue? Who did I roll? Who argued me and failed?
I am blue.
Doesn't matter. That's still scissors.
It was meant to be. The civilians are useless.
Yeah. So they bite and claw, but again, these cockatrices have sensed the death of one of their own, and they are coming for me. So 2 of them are within pecking range. They make the attacks. First one misses terribly. I rolled a 5, and their pluses don't get close enough to Profi's armor, which is saying something because Profi's armor is trashed here. Actually, not really. It's 16 now. It's okay. The second one does hit. I take a whopping 4 points of damage plus pluses, so 9 points of damage. I'm going to use my thievy reaction to have that. So I'll take 4 points. Oh, by the way, my max HP has lowered by 3 since last time I remembered to count it. So I am now at 90 or 87 max? No, 88 max.
That's terrible.
And then I just took 4, so I'm at 84 total. Remember
Loss
this.
of 3 max HP. That's harsh.
Oh no, that was from the symbiote and me forgetting to subtract it for every day it's on me. That's just upkeep for the character. The damage I took though, I have to make a Constitution saving throw or be turned to stone. I'll take that. That is a 18 plus my con of 2, so total of 20. I'm fine. No stone for me this round. The other cockatrices are not doing much of anything. They'll spend their turn attacking nearby civilians. They kill one. They miss terribly on the other. Next. Top of the order?
Next after the cockatrices is the civilians.
Alright, the civilians run around and cause havoc. You'll notice that about half the population is either dead or stone. The others are running for their life. Oh, no, they're not. They're trying to eat anything, including you guys. So, now that you guys are in range, you will see these civilians and they are going to slow you down in this area. Again, you guys are wearing armor for the most part. None of you are unarmored, right?
Right.
So, since you all are wearing armor, they're not trying hard enough to, like, bite through you. They're trying to eat you like your mashed potatoes, not a living creature. They're very lethargic in their nomming. At least for now.
I'm not wearing any armor, but I'm in the air.
This is solid. Yes, don't land. All right.
I'm gonna
Okay.
break their teeth on my chainmail.
Top of the initiative order is Lord Barrymore.
Barrymore flying high in the sky.
Yep. What's up with this building next to us? Is it
It's just a building.
actually on the map?
Yeah.
Can I see a window? Like,
Sure.
all right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna use an Eldritch Blast on the window.
Okay. Roll d20. Don't roll a 1.
Right.
Jeez, my kids are going loud.
Right back.
22.
Solid. You smash it. You don't need to worry about damage. It's a window.
And I move in to try and either get half or 3/4 cover, kind of like a pop-out sniper. You know what I mean?
Sure. You fly into the window and kind of stick your head out.
And I'll use
It'll give
my
you half
bonus
cover,
action.
by the way.
Half cover. Okay, cool. That's not bad.
From the Lord Gobbler, the cockatrices don't have range attack, so yeah, don't worry about them.
Oh, okay. Then I quicken a second, 5th level Scorching Ray, and
Okay.
I will hit the Lord Gobbler. I'll try and attack the Lord Gobbler twice, and then the cockatrices each once.
Okay. Roll to hit.
All right. First 2 attacks towards Lord Gobbler. So
Again, if you
21.
want. Okay. If you only want to roll once, I'm totally okay with that.
Oh, you want me to re-roll for those 2 on him?
No, you don't have to. I'm just saying, since you're attacking a single target with 2 beams, you can just roll once for the 2 beams. If you want to.
So, all right. Feels kind of awkward since you said that while I was rolling in. I rolled a 21, and then you're like, "Yeah, I don't want to just be like, oh sure," you know what I mean?
You could do either way. I'm not upset.
Okay. All right. So I guess I hit him with those 2.
Okay.
The first one will be total.
Yep.
15,
Nice. Good roll.
and then 6.
Okay. So total of 21 plus 13. All right, everyone here, make a Constitution saving roll of 34.
Oh,
Wait, what are we saving from? That breathing stuff?
Yeah. So for those of you that don't have to breathe, don't worry about it. Which I think is just you.
And Mars.
Mars,
X and Kettle.
do you not breathe at all, Marzex?
I don't need to eat, breathe, or sleep.
Then you are not affected by this either. Also, I don't think sleep magic can put you to sleep, so don't worry about it. You're devil covered. You're good.
It's just gonna come down to the 2 freaky people trying to kill a turkey.
Nat 1.
Did you say? Did you say nat 1?
I did, unfortunately.
So as you hit this thing with your magic and power, a burst of this gaseous liquidy thing splurts directly at you as if you had spilled gravy all over yourself. It splooges you in the face and you do nothing but breathe it in for a good 10 seconds. And you get very sleepy. You pass out.
Good thing I'm like a couple stories up.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
save are we making?
A Constitution saving throw of 34. Is that
A
right?
34?
34.
I got
Damn, I guess
a
my
total of
19
21.
fails.
Yeah.
All right. The lot of you, since you didn't critically fail, roll me a 1d4. That is how many rounds you are going to be awake before you pass out.
4.
All right, you got 4 full rounds. Perfy has 3.
I also have 3.
All right. Well, there's your timer. You're sleepy.
just for interest in like story flavor, the other 4 rays, when I fell asleep, did I still fire them off
Yeah,
randomly?
because it was no. It was definitely at the same exact time because you fired the spell at the same time. So roll for damage
Oh, okay.
or 2 hit
I
because
was
you could also critically fail those, which would be terrible because then you're just gonna like shoot the building you're in and it's gonna collapse and you're gonna be passed out. It'll be great. Don't do that.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Well, luck's not on my side. Let's see. All right,
Don't say
so
that.
it hasn't been this time or last time for sure. Okay. All right, first cockatrice, closest, I guess.
Okay.
15.
Definite hit.
All right. For 6 fire.
You do 6 fire. Again, like I keep saying, the magic seems to not be as strong on these cockatrices.
All right. And a 16 would be a hit, right?
Yep.
And let's see, that's another 6 fire.
Okay.
And then the next one is a 26. And that's 8 fire.
Nice, nice, nice.
And the last one, 13. I'm not sure if that's a hit.
13 misses.
Okay. And then I pass out.
Okay, you do so. So you fired your thing, you hit some cockatrices, and this sploogey stuff hits you in the face, and you just go straight down. It's like a concentrated vial of, again, gravy is the best description.
I love that tryptophan.
Yeah, more or less. Next.
That would be the big boy.
The big
that would
boy.
be me. Wait, no. That would be Gobbler.
I was going to say,
My bad.
Gobbler over here like, hey
You-
now.
The big boy is what you call me. The big boy is what you always call me.
Okay. You're right, it is. Okay, so it has 3 enemies directly in front of it. So I'm rolling a d6, but we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y'all good?
Right.
Okay. First attack is going to number 4. Volgash. You broke its arm, and now it's going to break your neck. And second one is going to the tall thing at a distance. Apparently, the laser eyes are drawn to things up in the air, and the stone is sent to the mean things. Volgash, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
It is not 34, I promise.
27.
Uh,
I did not hear you. You broke up.
it's 21.
21. You're good. You save. No worries. You close your eyes. You're like, all right, if I keep my eyes closed, life is good. Laser boy. Here comes the attack. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Total of 23. At you, Thread.
Okay. That is indeed gonna hit.
Okay. Where are you? 1, 2. That's the wrong type of dice. I know you're around here. Don't lie to me. There it is. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. You take a whopping 16 points of damage.
Lovely.
Ooh.
Fire, if that matters at all for you.
It doesn't.
Okay. Its flaming eyes shoot out at you. I just want to say this improvement was 100% stolen from New World. I saw someone playing that the other day, and I was like, that's a perfect addition to the Gobbler.
Is that all Gobbler do?
That's all it can do. So it either gets to do these 2 laser beams, or it gets to do its freezing scratches.
Awesome. That means it would lead to my turn.
That would.
All right. Put me up on him, man. Put me on that. Do you have a flanking rule?
I do. We do. So if you, it can't be flanked right now though, because it's got its butt to a statue. But if you
How
can make
tall
it,
is that statue?
you know what? You are pretty big right now. You know what? I'm a DM roller behind the screen here. No, you cannot fit in your gigantic form. And you
All
would know
right.
this. Mostly because your head is right where the horse head would be,
Gotcha.
and so you're
You're
just
right. It
two.
needs to be chopped off so I can get there. And you're. I'm not going to do that.
But for clarification on the rule, if you can draw a line straight through the opponent, you get a +1.
Gotcha. Okay.
But you could set up a side thing if you step here and then wait for Fulgash's turn so he can step here, kind of thing, and then you can get it.
Yeah, I'll step there just so that he's able to move over there later. But either way, I'm gonna be doing my attacks now because I don't know
Yep, I got
how
you.
much longer I'm gonna be awake. You know.
You do know, actually. It's 3 rounds.
Yeah, 3 rounds after this. So first one, that's gonna be oh, this is the wrong paper. That's fine, I guess. So that is going to be 11 plus 11, so 21 to hit.
Got him.
Awesome. And now that's a D8 7. 5 plus 7.
12.
Yep, 12. Here's for the second attack.
Now, before you move on, this is your dragon sword?
This is the Black Star.
Oh, okay. So it would do necrotic, but
Necrotic, yes.
that doesn't matter too much here. No special effects for necrotic damage.
That's fine. Alrighty, and then the next one is going to be a 23 to hit.
Hits.
Then damage is 7 plus 7, so 14.
Okay.
That's also necrotic. Bonus action, gonna swing with the dragon sword. It's gonna be a 22 to hit.
Got him.
And that is going to be 8 damage.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
8 damage.
question on the dragon sword: is it specifically for fighting off dragons, or what's its bonus do?
So the thing about it is, every time a dragon is killed with it, and the horde is left there, when dragons die, they release magic energy. The sword absorbs the energy and can level up, essentially.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we need a 100 dragon.
Right. Alrighty, and then I am going to proceed to action surge.
All right, you action surge. You're like, bop, bop. This ain't enough. Let's do it some more. Roll to hit.
Alrighty.
Same pattern minus the bonus action, I assume?
Yes.
All right, roll to hit.
So that is going to be 16 plus 11, so that's another hit. Alright, that's going to be 5 plus 7.
Okay.
And then that is a 19 plus 11, so that's another hit. That's going to be 9 points of damage, and I'm going to add an extra D8 because of the Giant's Might.
Okay.
Once per turn, I'm able to do an extra D8 of damage. So,
Perfect.
and that's going to be another 5 on top of that.
All right, so total. All right.
A lot.
No, no, I got it. We're good. Excuse me. All right. Anything else?
The fire damage that was done to this thing earlier didn't look like it did very much, correct?
It didn't necessarily do less. Every time it got hit with fire, though, it seemed to spew off that toxin or whatever you want to call it.
Gotcha. Okay. Then I'm not gonna do that. Yep, that's it.
Okay. Who's next?
That would be me.
All right, scary boy.
Scary boy, gonna do a scary thing and double great axe bonus action rainbow maker.
Ooh, so you're not hitting him with the frump, you're hitting him with the rainbow.
Correct.
All right, roll to hit your attacks, and then roll your dice roll on the rainbow maker.
Okay, first one does not hit. That's a 16.
16 misses, yes.
Second one, definitely hits. That is a 18 plus 19, so a 27.
Got him. 18 plus 19? Jesus.
Or 18 plus 9.
Okay, I was like, there's no way you miss anything with the plus 19, and I'm going to need to see your paper today.
I do have a plus 11 with Rainbow Maker, so 15 plus
that sounds
11
right.
hit.
Yes. Yep.
Um,
So you rolled a 15, though?
yes, a 15 is ice.
Okay. I'll go with that. That's fine.
I can actually send you a picture. I wrote down all of the numbers and what they do.
Perfect. I'm okay with that.
So sending you the picture now.
Perfect. You just made my life 10 times easier. What'd you send it in?
Text. So damage on the one blade that hit, or the one axe that hit.
Mhm.
Oh, minimum damage.
Big
Uh,
slaps. Big slaps.
8 damage. That is my minimum. 8 damage.
Still a solid hit for minimum, yeah.
Yes, and then D4 for Rainbow Maker.
Okay, roll it.
Oh, 1. So that is plus my. No, I don't even have my strength because it was offhand.
Woo! Well, you still had your plus 3 though, because it's a legendary weapon.
Ah, yes. So 4 damage.
That means its minimum is 4 times better than a regular dagger. It could kill a civilian just by stabbing him. Sorta.
Yes.
Offhand attack.
Sorta.
Sorta. Oh, man, wait till you throw it.
It takes 4 ice damage, though.
It takes 4 ice damage. It does not send out the opposite toxin, unfortunately, but it does take 4 ice damage.
Did you get the message?
It has still not sent yet. Oh, there it goes.
Oh.
Okay, so water, fire, smoke, lightning, ice, force, radiance, necrotic, acid, and poison. So replace smoke with poison, and 20 is your choice.
Okay.
Man, my child is very upset.
That's my turn, though. After me is Fogash.
Fogash.
All right.
May I suggest you shift 1 to get flanking bonuses with your friend.
Yes, that's actually exactly what I was going to say.
Fantastic. You are now flanking. Remember to add +1 to your hits. 2
I
hit,
call
not
it
to
a chicken
damage.
as a free action.
You do so. It doesn't seem to understand the language because it is dumb. That or it speaks a different language.
24
Hits.
and dirty 20.
Also hits.
All right.
Sorry. Oh, I will tell you guys, this thing is bloody.
Really? The turkey is?
Yeah.
Oh.
You guys have done like 150 damage to it already.
So that's 28.
Okay.
But I'm going to action surge and hit him twice more.
So action surge it up, boys. The quicker the better. We only got like 15 minutes before we got to wrap this up.
Another dirty 20.
Fantastic.
And another nat 20.
Sir, you got to chill with these 20s. Roll your damage,
also,
goof them up. Yeah, right? You're going to accidentally become a god. Careful. Pull a freaking Ulor and just start shooting blood spikes everywhere.
Not you, Lord.
Seriously, though, that is the only character I've ever done that with more than once. Like, that dude hit triple 20s every 6 sessions.
So the non-critical does 13 damage.
Okay.
And
Doing the math. I need one of those.
30 damage for the
But-
critical.
What a schwash! So you do 48 damage on your second attack and 28 damage on the first attack? So total of 74 points of damage in a single round?
Yeah.
The gobbler over here just like, what the fuck?
And I didn't add any superiority die like I should have. Damn.
Oh, man. Bro, throw him in there. Do it. It's not too late. I'll allow it.
All right. Then we will do distract for both of them.
All right, roll the extra damage and tell me the effect.
So that's 8 extra damage.
Woohoo! The gobbler stands
And-
triumphantly.
The effect is that the next attack against it gets advantage.
Nice. And you hit with 2 of those?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to say the next 2 attacks just for funsies. Oh, that's not how it's supposed to work, but I'm going to stack them because, you know, I'm nice like that. Next, I believe is Marzex. Marzex, you are encased in stone, and that little bit of leeway that you had before has disappeared.
Can I attempt to save now? Since you said I had 3 turns,
Of course.
I thought. Okay. And this is my second turn, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. The con save?
Yes.
Okay. I do believe I fail this as well with a 13.
Oh, no! So, you start to freeze over. You can feel the stonage take over your body. Now, let me check the rules on this one really quick to make sure I'm not screwing you over here really quick. But, you meant to be in trouble, friend.
Yes, I'm aware.
At least he doesn't have to worry about vital organs freezing.
I don't have any. Well, I mean, petrification literally like keeps you alive, like
Yep, nope, you don't.
forever. Like you stop aging, you don't die from disease.
Correct. And unfortunately for you, you are turned into stone, petrified.
Oh, I am just now, right now.
Yep.
Dang, I don't even have to wait 3 rounds.
Nope.
I'm stony, boys. Greater restore me. I assume I can't action through my familiar, or could I?
No, because basically you've lost consciousness. You're fully stoned.
Okay.
And not the fun way,
Okay.
friend. I'm gonna tilt you over there.
But
While
yeah,
you
since
do
are
this,
incapacitated.
so while you are incapacitated, your familiar also turns to stone.
Interesting.
Because you are magically linked. And it also sounds cool as your fist of doom flies out of
turns
the
to
air.
stone like this.
It just gives you the okay symbol. Got it. It okays away. And me, as the person who was using it for advantage whoring, is over here like, son of a gun! Next!
And it's incapacitated, so you no longer get anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's me! I cry! Because there's 2 cockatrices trying to turn me to stone, too! I'm going to use steady aim. And take 0 on my movement speed, but and give it my bonus action, but I'm going to roll at advantage on this cockatrice in front of me. I'm going to need it, because that's trash. 9 total plus 8? Okay, I'll take an 8. That's 17 hits. So I hit, I'm going to activate sneak attack, and pray that that finishes off. D8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's way too many ones for my comfort. Alright, so 6, 12, 14, 19 plus 4. 23 points of damage. Again, it is not as strong as it should be because magic, but it's still dead. I used my bonus action, but because I'm psionic, I can use a free action to make an attack. So I'm going to do that. Still an advantage, but I won't get added my sneak attack. High is a 10. Plus 8, 18 hits. Roll D8 plus pluses. A total of 10 points of damage. Again, not as strong as it could be. This thing is still standing, and now I am afraid. It is their turn. So this one fills in the gap because it's in speed, and this one kind of fills up behind, just waiting its turn. The two that are close make attacks. First attack, 7 plus pluses misses terribly. Second attack, 12 plus pluses hits. I take a whopping 8 points of damage. And then I gotta make a save. I critically fail. That's highly unfortunate. You see Profi get hit, take a little damage, and he starts to... and he is stoned. Instantaneously. So, Robot Boy, you just saw the man you were protecting just get completely turned to stone, along with the crazy freaky guy that you kind of sort of like. The other cockatrice still has a turn, but there's no one in range for it to run around and get, so it's just gonna move through our squares and get to about there. It attacks some civilians and they get marked. Next, top of the order.
No, civilians is next.
Yeah, civilians run around and do things.
Aye.
Nothing helpful.
Okay, they aren't mashed potato eating the wizard that's on the ground?
I mean, they can, but he's stoned,
armor?
so... He's
Oh,
in a window upstairs, so he's just hoping there isn't any zombified people in the room he broke into. But that's a good point. I'll roll for that. Let's see if they eat him while he's sleeping, because that would be just the worst way to go.
Ooh.
You're good. It's an empty house.
Ah.
Okay, top of the order is Barry.
Barry, you're asleep. There's no save. Next.
After that is the Goblord.
Goblord says Stony McBrony. Same thing as before. Number 5. Which I believe is actually Tall Boy. Or in this case, Tall Girl. And then we're going over to...
It's a con save.
Yep. Yes, so he's going to turn over and look at you, make a con save, and then your friend over here might get lasered. Let's find out.
20.
You're perfectly fine. It misses terribly. Useless this round. Next.
It's me.
Falling
Alright.
Goblord, yeah. That's Thrud.
Thread,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't have a lot of health. Finish it.
Perfect. I'm
You
down.
get your attack at advantage.
Not,
Plus 1 for
Oh.
being
Yep. Advantage for the
for
distraction.
flanking.
And yep. All the above.
Alrighty. That first one isn't gonna hit.
What was it?
A 2. This
That's-
one's an 18 plus 11.
That's much better.
Alright, cool. So that's definitely gonna hit.
Mhm.
Awesome. Let's get this D8. That's 8 plus 7. And then let's get the other D8 in. That's another 8. So 16 plus 7. 20,
23?
what was it? 23, I believe.
Correct. And that's just enough to murder it. Where'd you murder it at?
Awesome.
The left arm, which is actually the wing, which was the one that was dislocated at the first bit of the round. So you see that open wound right from when he broke the wing before. You jam your blade into the socket, straight into what you believe to be the heart, and kind of swiggle your blade around just for funsies, and it crumples. It is dead.
Awesome. There's a cockatrice near us.
The cockatrices dissipate into nothingness.
Great. Well then, that was fun, wasn't it? Sorry, Craig. Sorry.
So there's a plethora of stone people, and the people that aren't stone are very, very excited. They the effects of the sleepiness seems to wear off for those of you that were sleepy. But you are still very groggy, so you're gonna have disadvantage on any checks made that are social in nature as you are trying to fight off sleep.
I think it's time
Do
to
people
go and take a
unzombify?
nap.
Say what?
Well,
Do
All
the
right.
people unzombify?
Yes. Yeah. Again, they kind of just like either they pass out outright or they kind of just like, why was I chewing on wood? Kind of thing.
somebody get a priest.
Again, there are several people knocked out. Your friend, Craig, right? No. What did I say, Craig?
Yeah, Craig.
Comes over and shakes his head and goes, oh, this is gonna be so expensive.
Sorry, Craig.
Oh, it's gonna be so expensive. That's okay. It's okay. It'll just take a day. But these people will go back to normal. Just gotta give them a day, a whole day, and they should be fine. Hopefully, as long as they didn't take too much injuries while they were here and
And the
whatnot.
people turn to stone?
Yeah, they'll be fine. The dead ones I can't help at all. But the ones that are turned to
Um,
stone, that's okay. That's solvable. Yeah. He goes on to explain Cockatrice's hunting style and whatnot, and what the Lord Gobbler is, and all that fun stuff. And he says, "Look, you guys killed it, and it was supposed to be slain for the feast that's coming up because it makes a fantastic meat and whatnot.
Well, now they don't have to slay it. Job's done.
Yeah, right. Look, I'll give you first dibs at the meats because it only lasts for so long. You guys can cut off a hunk of it and call it yours. So, I need someone to make a good survival check to see how much of this Lord Gobbler meat you acquire, and if you acquire any bonus cool stuff.
Who's good at survival?
Well, there's only 1, 2, 3 of you that can actually do anything. The rest of us are stone or asleep.
I have a +4.
Okay?
All right,
That's
I'd
gonna
like
probably
to.
be you because I'm only got a 1.
Okay?
Actually, I only have a 1, so can I help you?
You can definitely give him an assistance. We'll give him a +2.
There you go. I assist you.
Okay, here we go. That's a critical.
There we go. You could do no better. It's like you've done this before or something. Congratulations, you are the official goblin or Lord Gobbler cutter up or carver. So there goes the thing. It has died. I am sad. Okay, sorry. So my thing died. It was like, you guys are almost done. Ah, ha, ha, ha. You'll get 3 things from this. So write this down or have someone write it down really quick.
I've got notes out.
Okay, so you gain 25 pounds of gobbler meat, 1 gobbler skull, and 1 gobbler wishbone.
Who wants to break the wishbone?
Not something you want to do this session because we've run out of time. We're at 2 minutes left. So I got to do some quick plugs really quick, and then we'll do our after action report. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed our last minute silliness with Lord Gobbler, as is our annual tradition in this here company. Our fancy pantsy 10% off code for the month is Turkey907, capital T, lowercase everything else. Get you 10% off on the website on most stuff on there. Thank you all for watching. We will not have Lancer this week because it's Thanksgiving, and we want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you celebrate it with somebody. If not, give us a call and we'll hang out with you. Standing offer to just about anyone who needs it. Other than that, we wish you all the best of luck, and we will see you next Friday. Not this Friday, but the Friday after next for podcast and whatnot. Anyway, bye.
What?